And then when I'm ready to be on camera, I press the live scene. Okay. We will go live. Hello Lee, how are you? How you doing, Lee? I just turn it down here?
No. To actually turn it down. It's all good. You do your thing.
How you going, Lee? Nice to see you in.
Much better.
Lee, can you tell us how the music is? Good evening to you, my man. Anna's just sorted it out. It's a bit loud, so... It's good, nice volume now, thank you. That's what we need to hear. See everything all nice and clearly? Slightly different setup tonight. Getting closer to Halloween. Yeah, you do with all of yours, so I don't know, I just hit and miss. Hello Liliana, how are you? Lovely to see you in here. Liliana's one of my friends from Tarot Professionals, and She's been very kind and sending me some healing as I haven't been feeling great and going through loads of stuff. So she's been absolutely amazing. Very, very good friend. Special lady to me. That's lovely to see you in here, Liliana. And I know you want a reading tonight, Liliana, so as I told you, if you put exclamation join with no space, that will get you into the queue. Thank you very much. We're going slightly darker with every single stream coming up to Halloween. So this is our graveyard look. I'm having so much fun. I really am. I'm having lots and lots and lots of fun. I do rock, thank you. Yeah, the exclamation points should tell you need 10 pentacles. Oh, coins, yeah. It's exclamation coins or pentacles, yeah. If you put join without the T on the end, I'm not giving out any joints tonight, Ileana, I promise you. I might look a little bit high. No weed here. We're high on life. Yeah, we're just going to have lots of fun. Anna is the queen of puns. No weed, unsub. You have to have your own at home, and I don't want to know anything about it. So, Ileana, if you just put exclamation join without the T, as in joining the queue. I'm not sure if it took it with the T on the end. I will just check. No, it didn't. I think it was a typo. Yeah, but the command didn't take it. Can you also check how many pentacles Ileana has, please? One pentacle, two pentacles. Hello, Unali. How are you? Amended. That's fine. Yep. You're definitely top of the queue. Well, we're all doing well. I'm feeling amazing. I have my lovely friends in tonight. Two of my founders in already, and a very good friend. It's shaping up to be a brilliant night. Nope, I need to check Streamlabs. What's going on? When my mod says she needs to check something, I go, whoops, technical hitch. It is Mercury retrograde in shadow. You've put in IQ. Hello, HT Thomas, how are you? Oh no, just seeing what it can do. Okay, fair enough, you're just checking things out. Lovely to see you in here. Is it exclamation coins, Anna? Or pentacles? You have to type in. It is coins. I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. It is. Liliana, if you put exclamation coins, it'll tell you how many you have. I should make it the same. That's fair enough. That's why Anna's the mod. She comes up with all the great ideas, and then she has all the buttons to do all the right things at the other end that I don't do. I read the cards. Anna does all the other great technical stuff behind the scenes. I'm looking for Mars. Liliana is first in the queue. She obviously had enough because it took her straight into the queue. And she's the only one in the queue at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, you've got loads. Loads, Liliana. Absolutely loads. So, H.E. Thomas, how are you doing?
Ignore the hand.
Oh, we can't
The
ignore...
hand is not here.
The hand is not here. Ignore the hand.
Phil for a minute, shuffle some cards. You're good at that.
Well, what we're going to be doing tonight is very briefly, and I know some of you saw this the other night because you're wonderful people and you come into several of my streams. But for those that haven't, we're just going to very briefly go over the Scorpio Decans, just the first one. And it's the most Cinnabana, the mystic grows. You passed one of your tests yesterday. That is wonderful. Yeah, Liliana, we do make a good team. My daughter she's absolutely brilliant. Oh, now she's putting shadow hands coming through. Oh, can you just see them? That's the fingers. She's trying to brain munch me. There's not much in there. Whoa, look at this. What are you doing? She's waving. Did you see her waving the hand? Oh. Which... No. HT, which of your tests did you pass yesterday? Which one? Because I know you're coming to the end and you're getting a little bit concerned of what you're doing. So which test did you pass? Let us know, because we're all interested. Yeah, that's really good. Highlight, low light. That was what you did, the highlight, low light one? What have you just done? Hang on.
It probably says number 1 because I've only just set it.
Okay, but Liliana's first. Okay, fair enough.
Join now, we tell them what number in the queue they are.
Okay, oh, I see. Understand. I was going to say, okay. It's getting very clever doing all this stuff. That's really, really good. 200 fours, that's a lot. You have someone with loads and loads of hair. For those of you that went around, HT is doing a full cosmetology course, and she's just about doing all her final exams. I bet your whole body hurt after that. That's when you go to the massage class and you do a swap. You say, massage please. Massage please. That's great. I'm glad that you passed that one. How many more have you got to go? 1, 5, 10? Or does it feel like 50 million exams still to go? It just feels like overwhelming. Hello, Pega Cruz. Lovely to see you. Everybody's in tonight. We're doing so well. Well, what I'm going to do... Hold up. It feels like 50,000. You only have 10 left. And that's still a lot. When it's in double figures, it seems like it's so many. And when you start getting down to single figures, it's like it's manageable. So I hope you've got a big calendar with all the dates you can cross off in a big red cross. I've got 9 left, 8 left, 7 left. That's what I used to do when I had so many exams coming up. It's like, I have to mark everyone off. It's an achievement. I've done it, even if I haven't got the results. Born 60 years too late to learn the finger waving. Thank you. Blessings are on the way. This is we're coming towards Halloween, and I really wanted, because I've never ever done a great deal of Halloween stuff. So I thought each time I stream coming up to Halloween, I wanted to bring it in a little bit more intimate, a little bit darker, even the clothes, everything else, just bring it a little bit darker and go, we're getting closer to the veil. So each time there'll be something added, different decks, other bits and pieces, and as you come back, the scene will change until the penultimate. And then obviously Halloween. So thank you for that. As I said, I've never done all this stuff before, so I'm having a blast. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. On Halloween, Mamalog summons Cthulhu. Ah, you have... Hi, Caroline. You can just call me Vera or Tarot's fine. It's lovely to see you in here. Really lovely. Carol's another one of my tarot professional ladies. I'm so glad you're coming in and seeing what we do. She's absolutely so right. I've been rating her wardrobe because I have two items of black in my wardrobe. One is a black dress that I bought for interviews. And the other is a black pair of trousers I had to wear when I was working as a carer. Other than that, nothing black in my wardrobe. True story, I actually had to go and buy this because I didn't have any black jewellery either. And I wanted something chunkier. All you have is black. I used to have black, red and white. I thought I was a winter. And I got me my colours done for my birthday 5 years ago, and I was an autumn. They told me I had to wear orange. And I went, really? Serious? Yeah. She's gonna give all my facts away. You see Cherry Ripe and Milky Way? Yes, you do. Look at this. There's lots more that will get filled up all the time. So, very, very quickly, because I promised I would do, I think we should tell a classic Halloween facts in between readings. I think you should. I know very little about Halloween, mainly blue or black for you. I now wear loads of orange and olive green and like coffee and chocolate and latte colours really. Although I don't drink coffee, I just wear the colours. So I've gone very, you know, the black, the really, really dark lipstick and eyes. See that? You see that? Really, really dark. I've never worn this much black eyeliner in my entire life. Ever. She better not try and put me in olive. I did say that. Yeah. And now it's one of my favourite colours. Olive is growth, both as a food and a colour. I hate olives as a food, but I actually now really love wearing olive. But apparently it's because I have the right skin colour and colouring to wear it, and it looks cool. But I'll forgive you for saying it's gross. The red lips. Layla even actually lent me because my reds aren't this dark. My red is a true red scarlet. Really Chanel. Yes, I feel very... darling. So this is actually Layla's lipstick because I didn't have one. My red was too red. So yes, I have raided... Yeah, this is the darker one. Yeah, this is the darker one. I think next time I'm going to put something darker underneath it as well. So, but we're going to very quickly cover the Decans. If you don't know any more about them and ask questions, that's absolutely fine. But we are, yeah, nobody panic. It's actually not the cat. We're in the graveyard, and don't be surprised if we have the odd bone, ghoul or zombie arrive. Just take cover and be quiet. She is having a ball. She's loving it. So, we are coming into, loads of puns tonight, loads of them, into Scorpio season. It actually started yesterday, the very first day of Scorpio. And Scorpio, with the tarot card, is the death card. Scorpio is intense, it's deep diving, and it's transformational. Now I know some of you heard me talk about it on Tuesday, so I'm going to recap. For those who don't know anything about it, as I said, please ask questions. Today is your husband's birthday, HT was talking. She has her husband, who is the first decan, covered by the 5 of Cups. You've always blamed the USA for exporting Halloween, but apparently it was the UK that took it. Yeah, absolutely. And her son is the second decan, so he's a double Scorpio, and she has a Scorpio Pisces. So she's a brave lady. It's one of those things, isn't it? So I'm paying like a little homage to it, but I'm doing it in a quite a light-hearted way. So, because I don't do a lot of blood, guts and gore stuff. I can handle it. I'm sure you can. So this is the tarot card for Scorpio, the deep dive, the transformation. So this is the overarching. Oh, your daughter's birthday. So we've got 2 Scorpio birthdays today. She's very Scorpio. If she's born today, and my mum is a Scorpio, okay. We actually have, when they're in the first decan, they're a double Scorpio because they actually have more of the Scorpio traits. And then the second one, they go Scorpio Pisces, and then they go a little bit more watery after that. But yeah, it's very, very deep. So we are going to put the death card away. Our first decan, which is what we're going to be covering tonight. So the third decan is the card of illusions and perception with the Knight of Wands. We'll talk about the third decan when we come up to it. The second decan we only spoke about last time because HT has a son who is in the second decan. So we did the comparison between her husband, who's a double Scorpio, to her son, who is a Scorpio Pisces and is much more laid back, little bit more better with relationships and emotions, whereas our first decan Scorpios, and those of you that have people with birthdays today, will know that they stand independent, intense, strong, deep diving in everything they do. They will do it themselves. It's not that they don't need help or want help. They just do it on their own. They like doing things on their own. That's him. Yeah, they tend to, even in relationships, be quite isolated. They isolate themselves. Not that they don't love their partner, but when it comes to decisions and what they do, hour to hour, day to day, so true. You can see he's looking down and the cloak is surrounding him. They're very much that saying, no man is an island unless they're a Scorpio, and then they are the biggest island in the world because they wrap themselves around. They're very insular. They will only become emotional when they're ready and they want to be. They give their emotions. They're very powerful. They're very strong with their emotions, but it's on their terms. And that's just the way they are. And when you're happy with that and understand that they're loyal, they're incredible to their families, they look after them, they do all those wonderful things, but for themselves, they're quite aloof. They just do their own thing. And I'm sure you guys could tell me hundreds of stories of your mum, sons, daughters, anybody who you know, especially if they're a first decan Scorpion. The King of Cups is also one of the first decan cards. So they're a master of their emotions. They don't show their emotions unless they want to. They don't let you in unless that's exactly what they want to do. Because of that, people think they're very standoffish, they're very arrogant, they're cold. They're not like that at all. It's just they're very aware because they don't want to get hurt. And when they've been hurt before, it takes them a lot to get over it and a lot to open up and trust somebody. So That's why they are the king of their emotions, but they're also very guarded with their emotions. And when they've been hurt like this part of them is totally sealed away in an iron vault until they're ready to decide and put their head above the parapet if you're worthy and not going to hurt them. Because once they've been hurt, no going back. No going back. They then clam up, isolate themselves, do what needs to be done, but the heart, cast iron shell. Is that pretty much what you know of the Scorpios in your life? If someone, even the children, they've had someone at school who's really hurt them badly, for sure, yeah, no friend of mine, it's just like, nope, don't want him around or her, nope, they're not coming over. They were your best friend, coming to a birthday party, nope, don't you dare invite them, I won't talk to them, and they won't. You can have them sitting next to each other and they will look at them and go, very much to say, not talking to you, you hurt me, now you know you hurt me. Talk to the hand. And that's how they are. So when you have a Scorpio child, oh, they will be in their bedrooms brooding for days. All your Scorpios are on the third decan. Well, when we're doing the third decans, I'll let you know, because they get more interesting as they go along. But the first Scorpio decan, they are the deepest, most independent, difficult in the fact that they're very independent, very strong-minded, very strong-willed, and will only do what they want to do, unlike any other sign. There are other signs that have a lot of those instincts, but none like the Scorpio. Only my uncle's in the one, but big time God, really childish with their emotions. Yeah, the only way they protect themselves with their emotions is to shut them off. That's normally how they go. So, you may have noticed that some of our decks are missing and other ones have taken their place. For those of you who've been following me from the beginning, you'll know that I had a huge spread of Ciro Marchetti decks. You will notice there are no Ciro Marchetti decks out tonight. They have been put away for the next couple of weeks, and we have the Tarot Apocalypsis, which is our Serenity deck. We have the Wizard's Tarot, our Love deck. We have the Dreams of Gaia, our Dream deck. Sorry about it. Get back on your post. Look after the light. Our Crow Tarot, the Believe deck. Our Dragon Fae Oracle, the Hope. And tonight, you are going to need the courage for me to draw the Zombie Tarot. Is it weird that I dream of my cards from time to time? No, it's not. We use our tarot cards as a way to communicate. And many tarot readers, whether they're starting out from the beginning or experienced tarot readers, will dream of them because that's the way the symbols work on archetypes and greater concepts. And those archetypes, when we dream of them, go into our subconscious and they bring other things up. And that's how we use our tarot cards when we read it for ourselves, especially in how we make sense of some of the concepts and the archetypes and the messages that are coming through. Because tarot is all symbolism. And there are archetypes in there that we have, and it just, if you're an empath and feed off others' emotions, then you need to be able to protect yourself, and there are ways of doing that. And if you are, I'm sure you've been learning different techniques as an empath all your life, especially if you're going to be working in a field where you're dealing with people all day long, especially in the beauty industry, where people will come in and they might want things done because they're not feeling so great, they've had a bad day. You need to be able to protect yourself from taking that on board so that you're protecting yourself. Yeah, and it's really difficult, and you need to learn how to do that, and everybody has lots of different ways. I know some use crystals, some use meditation, some will do affirmations, other people will almost go through a ritual that lets them kind of ground themselves and give themselves a barrier in between. There are lots of different ways. I think a lot of people who read and do that have a lot of interaction, but you do have to learn, if you are in that field or fields where you're with people all the time, to actually protect yourself so that you don't get drained. And I know a lot of tarot readers do, especially if they go to big fairs, because they're reading every 10-15 minutes and they might be there for 8 or 9 hours. And it is very draining and very tiring. And there are people then say, I'm not doing that ever again because it's too much. So yeah, that's something you are going to have to be very aware of, so that you don't feel that drained and do that and take on their pain and all those things, because that's not healthy for you. That's not a healthy way to be, either as a tarot reader or in any field or anything that you're doing in your life, is to be able to give yourself that bubble to protect yourself, for your mental well-being and your physical well-being as well, emotional, psychologically, and all the energy fields that you have in your body, to be able to protect yourself. Does that make sense? Yeah, there are lots of different ideas out there, and sometimes it's which one feels right for you. I don't think any one person can tell you the right way to do it. I think you have to find out for yourself in what works for you and what doesn't, because we're all individuals and we all take things on in a different way. So you have to be able to know that what you're doing sits well with you, both externally and internally, of what you're doing, and not do something that's you don't feel is right. Yeah, and it leaves you with a headache and feel spaced out. That's for the very same thing. It's like they're draining all your energy, and you need to be able to do that. But also, if you do lots of different things, of readings and everything else, and you're not hydrating with water and making sure that you've rested and you haven't actually been too tired before you start. If you hold your husband's hand, you feel better and grounded. Yeah. It's that connection with someone you already feel safe and secure with, so that's a grounding feeling as well. I know when I was doing my Reiki, and I went up different levels because my first husband had prostate cancer. That happens with your wife. Hello, Thor, Mighty777. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Lovely to meet you and lovely to see you in here. It's very common when people do tarot readings, runes, do all sorts of different interactions with other people where they're giving and take of energy, to feel like that. As I said, when I did Reiki and I went to my Reiki master when I was doing things, can't believe a channel like yours exists, so awesome, thank you so much. I'm trying to make a very different channel from what I've seen from some of the others, in the fact that I am a professional tarot reader. I do free tarot readings here. People, if they want a personal one-to-one for longer, then they can go to my website. But what I do here is we talk about tarot, how it relates to other things, lots of different subjects. And thank you very much. I really appreciate that. We're trying to be open to everybody. Trying very hard to do that. And dispel some myths, learn some things, and I believe the channel is a two-way thing. I learn a lot from everybody in the channel, in chat as well, and it's a dialogue. It's talking, it's chatting, and it's sharing our ideas and thoughts, and it works out great. And if anybody in here has not yet done so, please type !join to join the queue. If you're new in the channel, after about 5 or 10 minutes, you will earn 10 pentacles. I think it's 1 a minute, and you'll be able to join the queue for free reading. I think the other way to do it is those that hosting get them, who've got other channels. Following, I think, gives you 30. You might have to wait a minute, Thor. I don't know whether you'll have enough. I think Anna's saying if you'd like to, I think if you follow, you can get 30. And if you don't like what we do, you can unfollow. You know, but it allows you to rating, hosting, and following give points. Okay, the reason we've done it for 10 minutes is because I'm in just chatting as a category. We have in the first 5 or 6 streams had a few TROLLSs come in, and you should now be given a confirmation on joining, guys, okay? And the only way we've been able to sort that is by waiting 10 minutes. Anna, my mod, who's very, very good at modding and has been doing streaming for a while, that gives her time to ban them before they create havoc in the channel. And that's the reason we kind of said if we do it 1 a minute, that gives her 10 minutes to talk to them, suss them out, check their channels and everything else, so that if she does need to ban them, she knows she's doing it for a good reason as well, not just what they're saying here, but on everything else. So it's a safeguard, not only for the channel, for myself, but everybody in here. I may need to borrow mine after. We're trying very hard to make this a really positive space for everybody and respect everybody's points of view. I'm happy for people to chat for different things, but it's not to be nasty with it. Yeah, so we're trying very hard to do that. And I know some of them have been in here when we've had a couple of trolls who've been very nasty, and we've had to get them out. And poor Anna got caught out because Streambots had changed something, and she was trying to find the button, and they were just being really nasty in that sort of extra 60-90 seconds. So that's the reason we do it. It's to keep the negativity out. But please, if you want to join the queue, please do so. And like I said, I think we're starting, and I'm double checking because I'm 99.999. Yes. Yeah, no icons by names anymore, just the mighty right click. So, Liliana, you are in the queue. No one else is in the queue at the moment, so if anybody else wants to join the queue, please do. And Thor, as soon as you've accrued the 10 pentacles, and you'll have done so by the time I finish the reading, I do have a question, if that's okay. My wife and I have done several of our own readings for ourselves and each other. I'm not sure, but I think we may be asking our questions incorrectly, poorly, too specifically. Would you be able to add some insight to that? Absolutely. It's actually better if you do ask a more specific question, but not a question that you're not allowing the cards to give you an answer, where your question is so specific you already know the answer. It's got to be open-ended enough that you can do that. So I often have to ask people if I can reframe their question because it's too wide and broad, and they ask about things that are out of the card sphere. So it's no good saying, will I get a job? Because the cards could say yes, but it might not be for 5 years. It's also no good saying, will I get the job this Thursday? Because the tarot, it does have some timeline, but you have to give it a little bit of leeway to actually give you the answer, because often what you're asking, the tarot will give you other circumstances, and we're about to have a cat come through. Hello, Roxy. This is our foster cat, Roxy, who likes to say hello. and chomp on everything. Hello, sweetie. There you come. Yeah, because otherwise you also step on all the buttons and you're beautiful. This is our Roxy. There you go, down, sweetheart. There you go. She is a string kitty. Are you able to use the cards to see who my spirit guides may be? She is, her and her brother are free to good homes. We're only foster carers, but they don't belong to us. They're in our care. When you're in the queue, sweetheart, HT, looks exactly like your wife's cat. They're still her mum's. Oh, she is beautiful. She's only 12 months old. They're kind of like in that, still playing like kittens, but realizing they've got adult bodies and creating havoc. Every time I ask for things, the cards give opposite answers to heal the blocks. They're really funny the way they work. Yeah, it's the cards will give you what you need, not always what you ask, because you also have to remember, and this is the one thing people forget when they ask me about career or relationship advice. You have free will. You have freedom of choice. We get to fix to the goal when the journey is more important. Yeah, exactly. It's very much that. And Liliana is another professional reader. And it's very much that we forget that sometimes we're so fixated on one thing that there are so many other things that the cards are picking up on. And that's why it's good, even though you ask a question, to be open-minded, because the cards might pick up on something that when you have the reading you go, oh, that really wasn't quite what I was expecting. But then 3 days later, something will happen, you go, oh, the cards were spot on. And that's exactly what happens is, I think, Thor, with you and your wife, that you may be so focused that sometimes you're not allowing the cards to give you the guidance that they're there for. So watch a couple of readings. Please join the queue when you can. But hello, Peppermint Tea. I might be able to tell you a fortune, but you're going to have to wait for a little while. And when you have, then I'll be able to have a chat to you about it, okay? That sounds really close to what we've been doing. I'm sure it is. And then if you're getting the same thing, if you ask the same question but word it differently, you're pretty much going to get the same answer. So you have to give it a broader scope at times. But let's see how we go, because Liliana is first. So I just did a reading on my friend, and at first she was like, I don't know. Then yesterday she was like, oh my God, you were right. Exactly. And that's what happens, is people say, okay. And yet other times they'll go, oh no, that's spot on. They'll say, yes, that totally resonated. But when they come back, even more so. It's the first time here testing waters. You're more than welcome, Mira. Welcome to the channel. You might have to be here about 5 or 10 minutes, because we have pentacles to make sure that everybody has a chance to see what we do. And then you'll be able to join the queue and next in line. But please, watch, see what we're doing, ask questions, because that's what we're all about. It's very transparent. And I say to everybody, I read tarot cards. I have been reading them for 45 years. I am not a psychic. I do not profess to be a psychic. I don't have psychic abilities. I have very strong intuition, and I read the cards very well after 45 years, but I am not a psychic. I have a doubt if I wanted to know where I should put my focus and plant the seeds of manifestation to the universe, because the cards help figure out what I should be manifesting. We'll have a look at that Paga Crease when you join the queue and do that. Right now, we're going to give Ileana her chance to pick a deck and a question, and everybody can watch and see what I do for those that haven't seen me read before, and see how you go. And we're going to get Kitty again. I know you're getting ready with them cards. So, Ileana, come on, sweetheart. That's a good girl. And you come. That's a girl. Onto your bed down here. Thank you. She actually has a little bed right beside my computer chair. Your question is about love and relationships. That's absolutely fine. Is there a specific deck you would like? Tarot Apocalypsis? Wizard's Tarot? Dreams of Gaia? The cat wants to do the readings. No, she actually just wants to play with the cards and the crystals. And everything else that's on the table. The Crow Tarot, the Dragon Fae Oracle, or the Zombie Tarot? Which deck would you like, Liliana? The second one, the Wizard Tarot? Yeah. The one that's got love on it. Yes. Absolutely. Enjoy listening, as I said, and by the time we're sort of through this, all my cats have always loved. Yeah, his cats choose the cards all the time. Yeah. And I've had previous foster cats, when I was doing a reading, when I'd have clients here, they would sit on the cards. And the client would say, well, what's that? And I said, well, she's giving you her seal of approval. The question is about my ex and what needs to be healed to be reunioned. Something like that? Okay. So what I'm going to say is, again, this is a perfect example. The question is about Ileana and her ex. What needs to be healed so they can get back together? So I can't read for her ex. One, her ex isn't here. The card is now the okay. And what I will ask Liliana if I can do, because Kitty sits on it. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Bad joke. Is to see what Liliana can do to heal herself. His higher self suggested to ask and feel free to adjust it. Okay, that's fine. You crack me up. What I'm going to say is what in your relationship needs to be healed for the two of you to come back together. So I'm asking about you and the relationship coming from your side. Okay? Yes. Okay. It's, some people think I can be a little pedantic about things. It's a good day. It's very much, I have very strong professional ethics, and I have in all my life and all the careers I've done, that I don't do third-party readings, and there are certain health issues that I don't read on. Like if someone's pregnant, I won't give them the sex of their child or what they're covering. Big shivering. Yeah, it's very much, ethics are a very big thing for me. Very big thing. Not only being a professional, but reading tarot, because people are trusting you with extreme questions that have a lot to do with their life, their careers, their relationships. When I read, I take that honor and responsibility very seriously. So I muck around sometimes around, but my reading, 45 years of professionalism, it counts. Counts to me. And I hope the people that I read for, they understand that that's exactly what I do. So, because we're coming up to Halloween though, I did have to put a little bit of lightheartedness in, and we are reading on the gravestone, because we are obviously building up to Halloween, and we're in the graveyard, and if we're not careful, the ghouls and the zombies will come and get us. But right now, Liliana's reading. This is the gravestone spread. This is the question in hand. What does Ileana require to heal in the relationship so there can be a reunion between her and her ex? We have the Chariot. You can see the witch on the broomstick. I hope you can all see that. Passing through on Pepper because they're serious about wanting readings just so they don't miss out if we get a rush. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We have the moon here, which is a little bit about fear. The broomstick the witch is on is how she propels herself forward. So it's saying that for you and your relationship, you need to ensure that you're doing, Liliana, what you need to do to put yourself forward for your highest purpose and your highest good. Sometimes for us to heal a relationship, to have a chance for a reunion or a reconciliation, by working on ourselves, and I know you are, we've spoken a lot, we're very good friends, that I was looking forward to listening to the reading before you have to go. That's fine, Caroline. Are you going to be back later? If not, these are videoed, and you can always look at the video. But thank you for dropping in. You take care. So what you have to do is make sure that you're progressing forward in the areas of your relationship that you felt you were lacking. So you will know what areas, and this tells me you might have been stagnant in some areas, that you were stuck, that you were not giving your all to yourself, and in certain areas you were going through the motions. So because of this, it's telling me you have to be able to project yourself forward, to create forward momentum, to travel and do the things that you want to do. Don't just wait for things to happen with your ex. Do what makes you happy and do what you need to do, because often we get in a relationship because the other person loves the drive, the get up and go, the ambition, the excitement, the person we are. And when we fall into a relationship, we can collapse ourselves into that relationship and forego some of our interests. And we're not as interesting to the partner as we were when we first met. It's like you're not that same person anymore. So this is where you reclaim yourself, your interests, your hobbies, everything you want to do, and you go forward. If that leads to a reunion and a reconciliation, that's wonderful. But if it doesn't, and the rest of the cards will give us an idea. Yes, and he's also a Scorpio. Makes it harder. And because we're in Scorpio season, and by having this is going forward. And I already know that you've done a lot of work on the reflection, the reviewing, the reiterating, the revision of going back over all the things. Sometimes when you've done that for so long, you need to put it on the back burner and you need to go forward and let it be. And go, I've done all of that. I've done the very best I can. I leave it to the universe. I leave it to my higher self, the higher good. And I now get on with living my life for me. If there is supposed to be a reunion or a reconciliation, if it happens, it happens. But I have to be me first. Does that make sense? Yes, okay. The second part of the spread is very much, this was the question, this was, what was the core of why? Kim Dracula, how are you? Hello, Tara for breakfast, please join. How are you, Kim? It was lovely to see you on TV. Thank you very much. Really appreciated that. Send your friend requests as well. Really glad you're back in the channel. Another one of our founders. We're doing so well tonight. You're just all coming back. It's wonderful. We're doing our first reading for Liliana. another one of our TP ladies, and it's just great. So we have here the Alchemist, and as you know, the Alchemist is like the Magician, all the tools, has mastery over all of those tools. So the core, with this question for your, what do we have to do to heal the relationship, so there's a reunion or reconciliation, is look at the areas that you feel were not working. So if we take our 4 suits, was it the cups, was it the intimacy, was it the swords, was it the communication and the talking, was it the pentacles, was it the resources and the day-to-day, was it the wands, was it the action, the drive, the ambition, having the same goals? Of those areas, which ones were you feeling that the two of you were not connecting on? Because there needs to be mastery and cohesion with all 4. And I think that will give you the crux of the idea of the 1 or the 2 that were not quite as they should have been for the cohesion in the relationship, and might have been causal or partially causal in the breakup. This also tells you that you have all the skills at your disposal and the tools for when you go forward. So don't just think of just the reunion and the reconciliation, but also think that if it doesn't happen, how you can utilize all those 4 areas in your life for you to stand tall and maybe go on to a new relationship. Remember, there's free will and free choice, and all the things you may do, your partner may have the free choice and free will to decide not to reconcile. So use those to ensure that either way, you're in the best possible place and the best version of yourself that you can be. Does that make sense? The areas, because we're talking about the Magician, so because he has all 4 of the suits, if you think of the 4 suits of the tarot, in the fact that the cups is your relationships, intimacy, how you relate to each other. The swords would be how you communicate your thoughts and how you talk to each other, your communication style with each other. The wands would be, are you on the same wavelength with ambitions and drive and what your shared goals are? And the pentacles would be your resources, how you're using your resources, your home life, what you're doing in the home. So are those areas, which 1 or 2 of those areas were you finding that the 2 of you were not connecting as you should have done? And that might be where some of the crux of the matter, the core of the matter, was coming through. The first 2, fair enough. So then you know which ones to work on. And this card here, the 8 of Wands, is messages. So this tells me communication may very well have been a part of it, because there's lots of fast messages coming through. Now these could be messages that are very much applicable to the breakup and what you're trying to do to reconcile. But they could also be messages that are helping you move forward. Because maybe after all of this reconciliation, when you get to the end of the journey, when you look back, actually you're stronger and more looking forward to a different, new relationship. And again, it's not just your free will and free choice, it's your partner's. So it doesn't matter how much work you do, they have the free will and choice, no matter how much you do, and say, but I've done everything. Of course, exactly. And it's something that people forget in readings, especially relationship and career readings. It doesn't matter what the cards say and how much work you do. When there is another third party involved, they have free will and choice too. And they could have been working on themselves. And the dichotomy is you've both been working on each other, and it was the time. for you to go ahead in different directions and take different paths. So this is the messages, and this may well be the two of you being in contact, or other messages coming through, your emails, your texts, your social media. They're going to be fast and furious. So there's lots of things going to be going on in the next few weeks to months. So these may have the key to those first two areas, and also what you should be doing to go forward, like we did in the first card, the moving forward. We have here the Hermit. This is very much what we're talking about, is the fact that when you're working on yourself, we actually know all the answers ourselves. We shine the light. See all the lights we have here? Every single one of these is actually a light we can shine inward. So when you shine a light internally on yourself on all those 4 areas and think about them, a lot of the answers you already know. You'll know why the breakup happened, and you'll know whether, no matter what you do, really deep down, whether a reconciliation and a reunion is actually going to work, or are there things that you just have, the way you communicate, or the differences of opinion that you have in certain areas might be those that are just, especially when your partner is a Scorpio, they have very strong, deep held reasons and beliefs, and are very difficult to budge. Their free will and their free choice is pretty much set. But that's not saying that that can't change, because nobody is set in stone. Nothing is set in stone. Things change, circumstances change. Their circumstances may have changed. They may have done some work on themselves. Okay? This part here is where we go from when you've done that work. And we have the Emperor in reverse. Now, you know, this way up, upright, it's about stability and reliability. And this may well have been what you were wanting. If it heals his wounds 100%, I'm aware of that. Yeah, very difficult. So when the Emperor is upright, it's very much someone who's very strong, very reliable, runs over everything. As you know, this is the Aries sign, and it's very much someone who likes to be in control, or has the ability to make sure things go smoothly because they have the overview of everything. When it's in reverse, the reliability and stability and the control is gone. And sometimes that's really a good thing, because we can get so set in our ways with the Emperor that we forget that actually a new start, a new beginning, a change of perspective, a change of ways. And often when things are going awry and we think this is terrible, that's when change happens. And we're in the season of change and reviewing and revisiting and renewing. So this could very well be the greatest sign for you that in Scorpio season, especially, it is the time to rebuild on what is broken. Rebuild a new foundation, a new future, a new stability. Even if that's, at the moment, is you being the emperor of your domain and building the future you want. And then later, if someone wants to share that, but you know that what you've got is what you want to build with. Okay? And the outcome. We have here the Four of Wands. Now we know the Four of Wands is a beautiful card for relationships. It's the card of the 1111 portal. It's where a couple gets together, they go through and they have a wonderful life. They start families, they start relationships. This could very well mean that if you both do the work, that there is a chance that you could have a wonderful reconciliation. But it could also mean that after rebuilding, you find a new relationship, someone who is able to have and share the stability and the foundation that you've built anew. from going forward. So maybe if we look at these two, that when you go forward, you will have this. Who the other person is in there, time will tell. Choices, decisions, and free will tell. This may be your ex, the Scorpio. It may be somebody new. Or it could be that this is a new relationship with yourself and you're happy for a while to go through that portal and go, I'm happy being with myself because I'm learning to love myself wholly new, setting up new boundaries, new things to do, new interests, a new way of life for myself. See you in about 30 minutes, Kim. Take care. Does that make sense, Ileana? Is that answering? I had a big shiver about my ex when he will become the best version of himself and we will have the union as white new canvas. Yes. And you may very well. You may very well. You can let me know how things go. And I've just done that, sorting them out, and we have the Queen of Cups. It may very well come through to that. You may very well, as the Queen of Cups, be able to bring about that whole new start, with the two of you having come back and reconciled and worked out your differences. And that's something that may very well happen, and it does. There are many couples that do have a reconciliation and go on to have stronger relationships than ever. But for now, you have to focus on you, because you can't focus on changing him. Only he can do that. You can only focus on yourself, what makes you happy, what makes you feel stable, makes you feel that your environment and everything about yourself is exactly how you want it to be. Become the best version of yourself for you, for nobody else. If your ex returns and you're happy with how he's worked on himself, that's great. I've done a lot of healing with his higher self in 5D. I know you've been working a great deal with all of that. I know you have. But now, you actually have to learn to heal yourself, not heal him. That's his choice. That's his job, not yours. And maybe that's part of the thing, is you can't heal and change him. He has to do that for himself. It's with the greatest of respect, because I know you're very talented in lots of different ways, and maybe he wants to do it himself in his own ways and not your ways. Okay? HT, are you around? Definitely. Glad you agree. Just go up to the queue so I can keep it in order. Pick next. That's true about needing to be the best version of you for you. I had to learn to do that. Okay, we've had Ileana and Ileana Gaming, so your next one is, because you've done those earlier when you were setting up, is HT and then Mirror. So is HT in the chat? And Thor, you should be able, if you want to join now. The Crow Tarot. Just want to see who my spirit guide may be. I had them before Kim joined. They're not showing on there, that's why. We'll do the Crow. Yeah, it's showing Mirror, yeah. So, joins now, it should show. So we're going to try and see who your spirit guide may be. We have here the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is someone who is looking out on the horizon, looking out over the water normally, out to the world, waiting for things to come back. The crows here, you can see the moon up above. They're each looking one either way. On the branch here, although they're sharing the branch, they both actually have a different point of view. But it comes together at the apex underneath the moon. So although they're separate, they actually co-join further up. When we talk about a spirit guide, you'll see that we have the white here and the orange here. This is spirit. This is the gold of the crown chakra. When the two join, and you are going to need to work with the full moon to allow both sides of your psyche to come together without fear to try to connect to a spirit guide. Does that part make sense to you, HT? Yeah, okay. We're going to do this one step at a time. You then have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is known for her logic, her clarity, her clear thinking, her communication. The reason it's upside down is you can't connect with your spirit guide by being in your head. You can ask in your mind when you meet them, what is your name? Who are you? Can you show yourself? But if you're in your head going, I want to know, it doesn't happen. So this is telling you have to get out of your headspace. You have to get out of the logical, the clarity, the focus, all of those things, because you cannot connect to spirit realm if you're in your logical mind. You have to release that and let it go, and you have to go up to the crown, to the third eye, to actually give yourself, hello weekend hobbies, how are you? You may have to wait a while because we have a 10 Pentacles in channel currency to actually join the queue, so you need to be here about 10 minutes. Or you can do it with a host and a follow, but you're very welcome to join the channel, you're very welcome to listen, and when you're able to join the queue and have a reading. So can you understand you're confused? Analog will explain it to you. Does that help you understand a little bit, HT? That you have to be able to get out of your headspace to do that. Thank you very much for the follow. I do appreciate that. You've been thinking about it a lot. Okay. Connecting with the spirit guide is a process you may have to go through several times. Hello, Pepin. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. You have Justice. Justice is telling you that when you balance the two sides, they come together. So when you balance your heart and your head, you're coming to the guide in a balanced way. This isn't justice in a legal term, but it's saying that you will prevail if you keep the two in harmony. This is where understanding the cards and how they relate to other questions is key, because this is not a legal matter. So although justice would normally be a legal decision going your way or something like that, that's not the way this works. This is about you keeping the two, head and heart. It's finding the balance. It's very much finding the balance, because if you don't find the balance, you don't have the way to connect. The Fool is, this is a new journey for you. So when you go on the journey, you are going to have to meditate, be still, and find a way to connect by actually meditating and calling in your spirit guide. And it's about the journey of meditation and finding your spirit guide, and remembering that it may not happen the first time. You may have to be there a few times to actually do this and learn to meditate in a way that you're calling in your spirit guide. There are quite a few meditations around to help you actually locate, and they'll take you through a guided meditation to actually find your spirit guide and how to connect and talk to them. And then they'll normally say to you, when you've done that meditation, you will see a vision of an animal or a person or someone, and then you will be able to connect and ask their name and then start a dialogue with them. Okay? It's a process that takes time, it takes dedication, it's worth it in the end, but it's not one that comes straight away. Hello Lothra, how are you? Good to see you back in the channel. When you get further along with that process, HT, come back in the channel and I'll bring out the Shaman Oracle for you, which is a very big help. Alright? And we'll pull some of the Shaman Oracle spreads for you when you're in that level that you're ready to go to the next level and find out a little bit further. Will that help? Yeah, it's a guiding process. You're very welcome. It takes a while. Terrific. For any of you that I do readings for, also very briefly, the setup looks spookier. It's getting spookier by the day. We've taken off all the pretty Ciro Marchetti cards and we're getting slightly darker cards. And each setup there'll be a little bit more coming in. I will get darker and darker. And I have a true surprise for you on Halloween. Total surprise. I'm loving this. Absolutely loving it. This is the first time I've gone all out for Halloween doing stuff like this, so I'm having a great time. I really am. But as I was saying, for anybody I've done a reading for, whether it's tonight or for others in the channel, if you have enjoyed what I've done or enjoyed the reading, if you go to my Vera at Tarot DNA site and there's an email in there, then if you could write me a review on what you felt, then I can actually put it on my website, and I'm going to try and put some down in a pane down below. So for people that haven't been here before, they can have a look through the reviews of what people think of what I do with readings. That would be great. So there's no compunction, you don't have to, but if you feel you'd like to, if you think I've helped you, then, and especially if it's the first time you've had a reading. But I have to go. Thank you again for the help. I've got to take hubby to breakfast. Absolutely. You take care. Keep in touch. Let us know how things go. Now, Anna, I have Mira up next, but you had a list. So Thomas has been done. Mira's next. Okay. I've got Mira and then I've got Thor next, but you know who you've got in between, so you can tell me. Mira, are you in channel, please? Weekend hobbies. It's lovely to see you. Sorry, I was just finishing off that. Welcome to the channel. Okay, and Kim's away for a little while, so we've got Mira, Thor, and Peppermint QT. Okay. We'll do it now. Oh, thank you. That's absolutely great. It's just so that because on my website, it's one that I have to put in, so I can just moderate what people say, so that nobody just goes on there and writes anything. Yes, what are my beacons for the next month to look for? Okay, would you like to pick a deck, Mira? Do you want the Tarot Apocalypsis, the Wizard Tarot, Dreams of Gaia, the Crow Tarot, the Dragon Fae Oracle, or the Zombie Tarot? Just have a quick drink. If you could, the Dream Tarot. I'm dying for someone to use the Gaias. Gorgeous, gorgeous deck. The hand from the crypt is coming out to help. Yes! This is Dream Tarot. I actually had a Tarot of Dreams, which was Sarah Marchetti, but this is the Dreams of Gaia. It is a gorgeous deck. Now, it is a tarot deck. Is that a pentacle I see underneath that middle candle? You mean this pentacle? It is. This is my solid brass pentacle. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. Used to be into witchcraft and stuff. That's fair enough. Everybody is different. I actually use that. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. I use it because a lot of people who I do tarot for, I also have a beautiful cup that I have, and I put out the actual the pentacle and the cups and the things so they can see the suits and understand the suits better as well for when I do tarot. So the Dreams of Gaia has more than 22 major arcana. It has a couple extra. It has the 1 to 10 in the suits, but they are elementals. It's not your normal swords, pentacles, cups, wands. They're the elements of air, fire, water, and earth. They have the King and Queen as the courts, but there's 2 other cards. One is almost like an advisor to the King and Queen, and the 11th one is almost like a messenger. I sort of didn't know what I was getting into, but I don't judge. You do you. No, I actually have these purely for the tarot reading. I'm not into witchcraft. I'm not a witch. I'm very spiritual, and I have lots of different beliefs on different things. But it's because I love the pentacles and the cup that I have, because they're my suits that I use for tarot. And there's all different levels of people that do Wicca and witchcraft and other things. So I come from a very eclectic background. When I tell people that I was born in West Africa, and the first 10 days of my life I had a medicine man shaman beside me and knew about the tribe. So I have a very eclectic, I've also been around Buddhist monks, Sufis, so I have a very eclectic spiritual background because of all the places I've travelled. No, and again, I have lots of pagan friends, I have lots of witchcraft friends and magicians and all sorts. So, okay. Mira. You wish to know what beacons are coming up for you the next month to look out for. Alright? So we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and because you love the pentacles so much, a little hand. Yes. Your underlying shadow card is the Queen of Fire. So you have a court card, the Queen of Fire. The Queen of Fire is like the Queen of Wands, but she is in charge of the element of fire. She is strong, she is passionate, she is fiery, she has ambition, she knows exactly where she's going. Hello Cameron Weston, welcome to the channel. It looks especially, it might be about career. Fire is very much about ambition and drive and can be career. And very much about where you're going in your life, what is coming through to you. And because of that, you'll see the gems here. She's very much, the third eye is open. She's very open spiritually as well. The fire, she knows. The sun is there. She's very much into the elements. She understands fire is both growth and destruction, and she is aware of that. You'll see the butterflies. Thank you very much, Liliana. I appreciate that. Butterflies are transformation. Even in fire, she knows fire can transform. It is like a rebirth, a renewal. This is an amazing card. As your shadow card, this is telling you that whatever your beacons are, there is a light shining in the next month for you, and the Queen of Fire is definitely on your side. Let's have a look for the first week of the month, what beacon you should maybe looking out for. Transformation. Now we are right starting in Scorpio. We are also coming up on the 31st to a Mercury retrograde. That is me at work and planning things at home. Sounds nice. Yeah, the death and rebirth is very much, Scorpio is all about transformation, death, rebirth, changing of cycles, finishing off something that you can't move on. And if you imagine this card, exactly, you cannot create if you haven't destroyed something. So because of that, this is very much the card that's saying your overall is to finish off something and then actually go further on. If we have time to fit you in weekend hobbies, we will do. Definitely will. You'll see you have the 3 skulls here, and it's saying that when we have death and rebirth, we often have to look back to our past, understand where we are in the present before going on to the future, because what we have done in the past impacts our present, and what we do in the present impacts our future. The snake here, the Ouroboros, is telling you that if you see the child in the middle, the rebirth, you have to have, like the skin changes. I feel the end of a hard time and begin new chapter. Yeah, the snake, when it comes through, again, it's very much, it's difficult giving birth, but that's the end of that chapter, and it's the new birth of a child. Snakes also have live eggs, and they have their bird young in an egg exactly the same way. But the Ouroboros is also about the continuity of cycles. So whatever's happening, you need to look at cycles that are ending and beginning. Yeah, become the Phoenix, absolutely. And it's very much that all of this is the beacons you're looking for are new cycles starting, old ones ending, moving forward, and understanding the transformation that comes about at this time. So looking back to see what you need to change, like shed a few kilos off. Yeah, but by doing that, what you're doing is actually ending a cycle of older eating habits, new habits of nutrition, of exercise. It's ending that old cycle and starting the new. Scorpio is the best time to actually start a new program, because we can reprogram ourselves in Scorpio. It's the best time to change your diet, change your exercise regime, change your jobs, change how you view things. It's very much, if you want to change something in your life, this is the strongest cycle to do it in. Because Scorpio is all about change and transformation, and everything at the moment is there to help you go, this is what I do. You have here 10 wisdom. It looks like the Hermit card in the tarot. It's different. This deck is done, the first card is choice. The next 8 cards are about the archetypes. It's important to do before the portal on 11/11, it absolutely is. This second archetype, the second 8 cards, are about the reasons we do things, all those things that we have. So we have wisdom and knowledge, all the things we accrue. So this card is telling you that if you want to transform and if you want to change, you actually have to understand the wisdom. You're legally changing your name. Okay? So when you have this card, it's telling you that you can know something, read about it, but until you actually understand it and take that on board totally, you don't have the wisdom. Thank you, Anna. So that's helping you. So I think the beacons that are coming to you are transformational changes and how you go about them in the areas of your life that you're doing it in. Again, this is faith. Faith is a different card in this deck. It's not the world, it's something totally different. This is saying that for us to achieve. Thank you very much, Shrimp Wiley, for hosting me with 8 viewers. Thank you. I've never had this, a whole shrimp gang. I've actually never had a host with people coming in yet. I've been hosted. Thank you very much. To all the shrimp gang, my name is Tarot DNA. I'm a professional tarot reader and I've been streaming for a month. Started on the 25th of September. Thank you very much for the raid and the host. Analog is my mod. And I do free tarot readings, and you can see we're set up coming up to Halloween. So thank you very much. Welcome to the shrimp gang. Lovely to see you here. So I'm in the middle of doing a reading for somebody. It is a little bit spooky, but that's because we're coming up to Halloween and I'm a tarot reader. And we have a few spooky decks. We have the Apocalypsis deck, the Wizard deck, the Dreams of Gaia, the one I'm using. You're a Scorpio. We're in Scorpio season. We've been talking about that all night. The Crow Tarot, the Dragon Fae, and the Zombie Tarot. There are some things that can be a little bit different spooky, but we're leading up to it. And so yeah, there's different ways of being a little bit spooky, but very welcome. Thank you very much for the follow. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm overwhelmed. I really am. You are my very first actual raid, so I'm over the moon. It's all very new to me doing this, so thank you very much. Thank you very much for the follow. I think you guys have just bumped me up to something I didn't think would happen. And I think if Anna checks, we may have just created a 3-figure. So, or we must be so close to it. So, yeah, this faith card is about your spirituality, mirror 26. But when it's upside down, it's saying you're not actually, it's an absolute pleasure. I can't believe it, honestly. This gone down in history. I'll put that in my little notebook. You're my very first absolute raid. So I've been hosted, but 99 followers. We need one more to make the 100. Okay. I knew that I'm just not spooked here considering the past events. Almost 100. No, it's not meant to be absolutely over the top scary, because I don't do horror. So me doing Halloween stuff is actually quite a lot for me. So thank you very much for shouting out Shrimp Boy for me. They were last streaming Ratatouille. Ooh, I don't know anything about the Ratatouille. I'm going to have to look at that. But thank you very much again, Shrink Boy. I really appreciate that. Oh, is it a game? I don't know. I don't know, but we'll definitely find out a little bit more about it. We'll finish this off. So mirror, when it's upside down like this, based on the movie Ratatouille. Okay. Oh, now that I did enjoy, so I'm going to have a look at that. Definitely going to have to look at that. When I finish stream, I will have a look at that. It's telling you that your spirituality and your faith is not where it should be. So if you're looking for beacons, then look for a beacon in regarding spirituality and faith over the coming months, because that's one of the ones that are showing up for you. We had wisdom and knowledge. Normally before we have wisdom, we gain knowledge. It's from knowledge we gain wisdom. You can learn lots of things, but it doesn't mean to say you've taken them on board. So when you have wisdom and knowledge, the two go hand in hand. So it's letting you know that in the next month, you might be aware of some of the wisdom you already hold, or someone who comes into your life who has more wisdom, but this is you gaining new knowledge. So look out for areas where your wisdom and your knowledge, and it may be in your career or your home life, that you're looking for. You can't hide anything from the tarot. No, you can't. And this is a very, very profound deck that you chose. Very profound deck. So some decks have different personalities, and the fact like the Crow Tarot is very, very blunt. This one, you can't hide from it at all. So this is your Pentacle card. This is union. This is when we have the union of body, mind and spirit, but it's also the union of relationships. When that's upside down and it's over the pentacle, it's saying that the union is off, that it is not in balance, that the four elements and the spirit, and because you've actually had faith, so it's telling you that things are not quite where you want them to be. So they're the beacons that you have. Do they make sense? Because you'll know what's going on in your life. Does that make sense to you, Mira, in the question that you asked and the cards that came up? You still need to work on it. It's telling you that when you're looking for beacons, it's saying that they're not resolved yet. That you actually, when you ask a question as to what it is you want to see in the next month, that this tarot literally tells you, it says, I'm not telling you the state they're in. I'm telling you that these are signposts. These are the beacons for you to look out for, and a pre-warning to what you need to work on. And when you see them coming up, you know that's the beacon and that's what you need to be focusing on, especially in Scorpio season. So all of these areas that have come up, you need to readdress, review, not drop the cards everywhere. Oh, caught it. And do that. You're more than welcome, and I'm glad it helped, and I'm glad you love the pentacle as much as I do, which is why I had to incorporate it and put the central card of the pentacle in there for you. And our lovely hands coming in to say hello. Look, the rats have actually chewed everything off this poor little hand, but they did leave the ring. Obviously it wasn't very tasty. Thor, Peppermint and Kim. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I've actually closed it on here as well, Anna, to see how we go, but I think you're right. I think we'll probably have more than enough to see us through. So you're ready? Yeah. So did you have a Halloween fact for me, Hannah? You were going to film me with some Halloween facts tonight and the upcoming week. Oh, you forgot. Oh, do I teach? Ileana, I will be teaching in the new year. I am hoping to put a basic course together. I am actually a qualified teacher, so I do know, it's not just that I know tarot, I am actually a qualified teacher, so I do know how to put lesson plans and how to put a course content together, and I have taught and instructed. What is a good one? Maybe someone else in chat knows some very good Halloween facts. So I will be setting up a program of teaching that I hope to do, yes. So that's the very simple answer. When I do start, I will let you know. I will message you and say, this is what I'm doing. Are you hoping to do basic tarot, or are you going to be doing something else? Oh, thank you very much. Did you know Halloween is actually neo-world backwards? Well, I do now. So I'm been pretty aimless the last month or two. Nothing very much has interested me, and I need direction and guidance on where I should devote my energy to move forward. I have some creative projects options as well as regular kinds of work options. I just need to know what I need to do to get back on track. Rest in peace, my English. That gravestone is my English. There is always something to be learned. Yes, there absolutely is. Different people do different things. Okay, Thor, I get exactly where you're going with your question. Now you need to do the hard part. The question's easy, it's picking a deck. Do you want the Tarot Apocalypsis, the Wizard Tarot, the Dreams of Gaia, the Crow Tarot, the Dragon Fae Oracle, or the Zombie Tarot? It's a hard decision. It's a hard decision. I have words on them. We have Serenity for the Tarot Apocalypsis, the Dragon Fae Oracle. Okay. The vampire myth originally came from the times when bodies were often laid out for viewing. The moving of gases in initial stages of decomposition would often make family members think the corpse was moving and thus actually come back from the dead. It had the hope stone. That's so fitting. I do use the stones for that very reason, is some people find the stones more helpful than the names or the look of the decks. So we'll put hope there for you as well. So you've been aimless, you've lost interest and direction. What do vampires use to travel the Red Sea? I hesitate to answer. I don't know. Actually true, a mortician friend told me that the nights in the morgue are often filled with the sounds of groans of hearts. I bet they are. Hey Lee, nice to see you back again. Okay, Thor, we're going to focus on where your energy needs to go, creative or regular work. I had to rack my brain for something as your history facts weren't here to rescue me. They also occasionally buried people alive on accident. Yeah. Welcome back, Kim. Excellent. This is your energy card. This is boundaries. Yep, that's exactly. That is where the Victorian custom came from, tying a string to a corpse's hand attached to a bell in Victorian times. They were terrified of being buried alive, and this way they could ring the bell to alert someone to dig them up. Good fact. I like that one. I like that one. Blood vessels. That's very clever. I like that. So Thor, this is your energy card. Oroki. This is the Dragon Fae of boundaries. The whole point of this dragon is to let you know that your energy isn't focused and concentrated. Can you see the way it's here? There are two crystals here. It's not allowing your energy to be focused on any one thing, and we know because you also said that it was work options or other options that you had, less regular options. So this is confirming that you're absolutely right, that your energy isn't focused. It's looking here at the blue crystals and going, I need to know my boundaries, but when my focus and my energy is split, my boundaries are not strong. Because of that, it makes your decision making difficult, which is where your lack of focus and your aimlessness is coming from. So what this is saying is, by increasing your energy, you will increase your focus, and that will help you create the decisions you want to make. Your boundaries that you're not keeping are affecting your energy. So you're not creating a boundary of when you need to sleep. You're not creating a boundary of when you should eat, when you should exercise, and when you're doing something else. So putting strong boundaries in place is the first thing you have to do to bring your energy levels up. And I know they're laughing about vitamin D. The moment you have low vitamin D, I didn't even mention my sleep and regular eating issues. Wow. This is your energy card, and this is what came up. It's very much, I did tell you this is a very powerful deck. And it's telling you all of those things are important. Your sleep, your eating, what you're eating, when you're exercising, when you're turning off the tech, when you're allowing yourself to have that wind down time before going to sleep, giving yourself time to decompress from whatever it is you're doing before you do the next thing. And because we're in Scorpio season, this is where you reflect and change your habits. This is the best time in the world to change them, this time of the year. So If you need to change your sleep habits, if you need to change your eating because you're not eating regularly the right things, this is the time to review all those things that aren't working and then actually create positive boundaries that will help you incorporate good nutrition, good sleep habits, good exercise, getting everything you need, including time out in the sunshine, full vitamin D, because low on vitamin D saps your energy. True fact. These here you have Lady of the New Buds, which is nurture tenderness. When you're wanting to work, and this is for the not so regular work. This is saying that when you're hard on yourself and your self-talk is negative and you don't give yourself time to appreciate what's going on in your life that's good, other people in your life, all of those things, you don't grow. You're not nurturing yourself, you don't meet new people, you don't see new opportunities, you don't see the colour in life. You're literally not stopping to smell the roses, pick the flowers. And because of that, it impacts the rest of your life. The dream catcher, dreaming your wisdom. Because you're not getting good sleep, you're not able to visualize, and your subconscious isn't able to bring about what's happened during the day to be able to work with it, to give you the answers you need in the coming days. The dream catcher also, when things are going wrong in your life, if you allow your subconscious to bring those up to the surface, the dream catcher will take them and she will create positives from them. And because of that, hello, and here comes the cat. Hello, Roxy. This dream catcher is telling you that you have a lot to resolve, but you need to have good sleep to start bringing those things to the surface for you to actually work through your aimlessness and your lack of interest. The earliest known reference to the term trick or treat actually comes from 1927 publication in Canada. I didn't know that. We have Queen Una. A brilliant solution is on its way. This is telling you that even with everything you're going through, your aimlessness, your lack of direction, Una can help you. And so can the cat. She's just decided that you need a little bit of cat therapy because she's not leaving at the moment. No, you want to stay for this one, don't you? Okay. Yeah, you want these ones? You can't eat everything. Roxy. Yeah, sweetheart. Good girl. Over this way. There's a girl. Yeah. Down onto your bed, sweetheart. Good girl. Good girl. Thor, you have the cat seal of approval. Very much. Oh, she's so fluffy and so soft. She really is. That's the only way I can pick her up like that is turn her around and put her on her bed. So, Queen Una, there is a solution on the way, but with what we've seen from your energy levels and the dream catcher in this one, the solution has to come from you first off, bringing your energy levels up, working on taking care of yourself, because you cannot bring about the change of direction and the aimlessness and the restlessness and the boundaries when you're like a ship that has no anchor and no sail. You have no control. You cannot make a decision if you don't have any modicum of control of your life. Yeah. Any animal shelters refuse to adopt out black cats on or the right before Halloween out of fear they would be tortured or sacrificed. Because some people, they do take things too far. Yep, absolutely. There are cruel people out there. So these three are telling you that how you spend your days, how you sleep, is all part of the solution to your boundaries and to bring you back into control to make decisions. Although these are part of your areas of life that was not your regular work, even if you don't want to do any other types of work or interests, this is still very important to you. It's really important that you take these on board. Does that make sense, Thor? Very much, okay. This is to do with your regular work. Taking lots. You can always watch the video over and over again and take all the notes you want and screenshot the cards if you want to. You have Brigid. She is a goddess who takes care of everyone. She took care of the warriors, she took care of the fighters, she would take care of those who found, I did that last week, I found the cards online for a closer look, yeah, and it helps. I tried to get them there, but it's even with the camera, it's very difficult. And this is the Dragon Fae, and you'll be able to get a closer look, but I can give you the names. Brigid is going to help you with getting a regular job, if that's what you want to do. But when she says we are one, it's you actually bringing other people into your circle that can help you, who you already know and trust, because you need to have the connections with other people to help you find the regular work, to give you the connections, the support, and because of that, it will help you to realize the way that you need to go. Melusine, love who you are. A lot of the restlessness and the aimlessness is because sometimes when we're down and we're not feeling everything is going right, it's very easy to be self-critical and have negative thinking, talk to ourselves in a negative way, or the situation that we're in about negatively, or what we're trying to do, and say, I'm never going to get that job. Oh, I don't have what it takes to get that job. Someone else got that job I wanted. All of those negative things, and all that does is bring around more negativity. It's not creating the positivity to help you make the good decisions. The Dawn Watcher, bells will ring. When you start bringing all of this together, all of a sudden, it's like the pennies drop, like it says, the bells ring, things start going right, they start feeling right, because you're you're sleeping better, you're eating better, you're drinking, you're exercising, you're hydrated, you start feeling more physically rested, more refreshed, your mind starts working, your thought processes start getting more positive, you look at things more positively, you see things more positively, you then start seeing the signs of that's a good job. You make a better decision because you can sift through and go, that's good, that's bad, because your mind is focused, because you have the energy to focus. So when you have the understanding and being positive with yourself, when you bring the people who surround you into your life and what you're trying to do and have that support network, things start going your way and you start seeing things that were there before, you just weren't seeing them. You were walking around with your eyes closed, your ears closed. You just weren't hearing and seeing the signs of all the opportunities and things that were there for you. And that's why when you feel disconnected, you feel cut off, you feel that nothing's going your way, that nothing's coming along for you, that you're too tired, you're too stressed, you're not hungry, so it's easy to go to the takeout and it's easy to get a six-pack and have a curry and sit on the couch and play games or watch TV or anything that actually is taking you away from the situation, because it's easy to put it off and procrastinate and do something else. Does that make sense? Oh my God, good, bad? Yes. So good, thank you. Thank you for letting me read for you. So it obviously resonated. Given you some thoughts of what you can do to start changing things around. Because tarot, the way I use tarot is to engage life and not escape it. And it's a saying that I use. It's not my saying. It's a saying I got from a gentleman called Marcus Katz, who is the founder of the Tarosophy Tarot Association and founded the group on Facebook, Tarot Professionals, who I belong to, with 34,000 other people. And he's someone who I respect greatly. And it's his saying. I've lived by that premise all my life. It wasn't until I heard him put it into those words that I'd realized from the age of 15 reading tarot, that's what I've been doing. So much, many ideas. My wife just woke up as well and plans on coming back eventually to get a reading as well. She says hello. Hello, Thor's wife, how are you? You're very welcome. If this time suits you, I have 3 different time zones, because I read time zones on Tuesday for Australia and the Asian regions. And then I read on a Thursday for the UK and European regions. And then I read on a Saturday morning for America and Canada and the areas in that time zone. So I read for 3 different time zones, because I have 3 different continents of people who want me to read for them. So as an international reader who's registered with all of those continents, this is the way I do it, because I don't know any other way. So I don't have 1 time zone, I actually have 3. So if this time zone works for you, you'll know I'll be on here at this time. You can drop in at the others. So anybody who's in chat, I suggest you, especially if you followed, please click the notifications. They last for about a week, because it'll tell you when I'm going live. But if you also go down below and follow me on Twitter, I tend to put out at least 2, one earlier on in the day or a couple of hours beforehand, and one within the hour of when I'm going live. So that might help you and your wife know when I'm actually going live. And I'm glad that it helped. I really am. Okay, next up, we've already done that. So peppermint. Friday's your US friendly time? Well, it's Saturday morning here. So I think it might be Friday night US time. I know there's 12 hours difference. Glad you're ready, Peppermint. If you would like to choose a deck, we have the Tarot Apocalypsis, which is Serenity, the Wizard's Tarot, which is Love, the Gaia Dreams of Gaia, which is the Dreams, the Crow Tarot, which is Believe, the Dragon Fae, which is Hope, and the Zombie Tarot is Courage. Hello, Wolfie, how are you? It's Thursday for you. It's Thursday for us. That's brilliant. For those of you listening to the music and channel, Wolfie Vallejo is the creator, the maestro of the music, and he allows streamers to use his music royalty free, which is why we support him, love him to bits. So if you love the music, please go and listen to Wolfie he's on Spotify, he's everywhere. He's on Mixer, he does so many things. But he's a very talented young man. So please, go check out his music. And while I'm saying it again, I know that I have a great deal of supporting channel, but no one supports me more than Analog Gaming, who is my mod. She is my daughter. She's my tech guru. She's also, as you can tell by the name, Analog Gaming. She's a variety streamer and gamer. Go and check out her channel. She's an amazing streamer and has a channel full of positivity, an advocate for mental health, so many things. So please, you're my favourite mother. Anna is queen. She absolutely is. And for the other streamers that know it, they know she is always there for people. So I'm very proud of her. And she makes what I do here so easy for me. So we're a great team, but I wouldn't be streaming if it wasn't for my daughter Anna. So, and Wolfie makes the music, and the music makes the world go round. So Peppermint, you'd want me to pick a deck? Do you have a particular question that you want answered, Peppermint? Or do you want a general reading? You have a specific question? What question do you want? Oh yeah, I'll pick for you, but do you have a question or do you want a general reading? So if you want general, can you say general? Or if you want a question, can you type the question in? And gone. What is your fate, whether it's good or bad? Apocalypse for you it is. Your question, what is my fate, whether it's good or bad? I can ask the cards to tell you what is coming up for you. What you must always remember is you have free will, you have freedom of choice, and these cards are a snapshot of what is going on at this moment for you, of which you can change at any time. So if you see something you don't like, you have the willpower and the freedom and the choice to take action and change it. Nothing is set in stone. Not on any reading, because circumstances change, people change, we have choices, we make decisions. So we'll see what the cards say and whether the cards are positive or negative. But remembering you can change it, even if they're good, you can make it better. If they're not so good, you can make it better. Does that make sense? Card wants to come out. Okay, let's grab these. Oops. Yep. Okay. Because you asked whether your fate's good or bad, I've turned them all up because I just want to actually read the cards, and we can decide depending on what the card is, whether it's good or bad, regardless of its reversal. So you have Justice. Justice is something normally legal. So when it regards to fate, is if you have a legal issue or a problem, then regardless of whether it's reversed or this way, it's something that there needs to be a decision on. Something needs to be done about it. So if there are legal things or challenges or difficult situations that need to be addressed that might be more formal in nature, then don't let them get out of hand. Start dealing with them straight away. Because when you leave Justice, things go from bad to worse. Yep. So, it doesn't matter which way up Justice is. There is something formal going on. Formal papers, a decision, something in your mind. Wolfie, you subscribed. You've become a founder. Founder number 9. And do you know what just popped into my head? And that is my 100. No, he's number 10. Who's number 9? Did I miss a sub? Oh, Lee subbed. So we were 10. Oh my goodness. So Lee's 9, Wolfie's 10. Right at the start, he did 2 right at the very beginning. We have our 10 founders. So everybody in channel, because I'm a new affiliate, I'm allowed 10 founders. So the 10 founders have been called. Wow. That is brilliant. I couldn't have asked. I've got some incredible founders. And that's really great because Anna was my first and Wolfie, you're my last. And everyone in between is just absolute great. It's brilliant. And Kim is another founder. We are the horsemen of the Terrapocalypse. You are the 10 horsemen. I'd have more than 4. I need them until I hit partner another week or 2. You are the chosen one. You are. You absolutely are. So we must be coming close. Are we still on 99? You are very chosen, Wolfie. You are very chosen. So Peppermint, if you have something legal, 98. Okay, so we've got a couple more to go. It might have been someone who subscribed and then didn't because they didn't get the reading they wanted or something. That happens. So we've got 2 more to go. So we're doing well. We've got 10 founders and we're 2 off getting 100 followers. That's brilliant. That's way in a month. That's me over the moon. Me totally over the moon. When I thought it would take me to Christmas to get 50 followers and didn't think I'd ever get any founders at all. So way higher. Yeah, exactly. You're exactly. Once I got the 50 that's all I wanted was to become affiliate. That's all I wanted. That was all I wanted. Because I wanted to join the bar. I wanted to join the Twitch bar. So, Peppermint. We have strengths. This strength is inner strength. So your fate is very much dependent on you and how you use your strength. Not your physical strength, but your inner core strength, your inner strength. who you are, the way you live your life, the way you interact with people, absolutely everything about you. It's the woman here is taming a lion. It doesn't come from the physical. It comes from the way she has the trust, and this lion could rip her to shreds, but it doesn't, because it knows she's not there to harm it. So your fate is very much on your inner strength and how you react and interact with other people, but more so yourself. Absolutely. I've had so many wonderful people from my tarot community come over. It's been great. I'm just amassing so many more friends day by day. It's wonderful. We then have the Ace of Wands, Peppermint. This is the start of a new project. So whether your fate's good or bad, how you use your inner strength, and if there's something formal going on or legal going on, whether it's upside down or this way up, there's the start of something new. Whether it's good or bad is how you see it, how you choose to carry it through, what you start, what you finish, and what you put into it. But what you've had is two very powerful major arcanas with justice and strength and the start of a new project. So this would say to me that if things in your life are in balance and doing well, and you use your inner strength and your capabilities, you have the fire and drive and ambition to take a new project on. Thank you, Mira, very much. I appreciate that follow. Thank you. To take your fate as far as you want to go. Thank you so much, Mira. I really appreciate that. We're having an incredible night. But what's even more incredible, Peppermint, is that you also have the Hierophant. So out of 5 cards, you've had 3 major arcanas. They're very big concepts. This Hierophant is about faith, spirituality, belief. It's also, if you see here, there's all these different spiritual people. It's like saying, it doesn't matter what path you follow. It doesn't matter what your belief in. It doesn't matter whether you're Christian, pagan, Catholic, agnostic, whatever you believe in, whether it's a higher power, it's the universe, it's spirit, it's angels, it's Christ, it's Jesus, it's the Virgin Mary, whatever name, it's Buddha, Allah, whatever name you want to give, who and what you follow is your faith and guides you. With all of these cards, you not only have the ability to use your inner strength, your sense of fair play and duty, the drive and ambition that you have everything here to have an incredible future. This card, the Prince of Wands, is a messenger. You have the Ace, which is the start of something. This is the messenger who brings you more information about your project, or that helps you to decide which project to take, or where to go, which direction, which path. Can you see how strong he is here? He's resolute, he's determined, he knows exactly what's going on. And because of who he is and how he projects himself, when he brings the message, you know that it's important. You know that this is, it's like mindset. Would you say my card set is blessed and good? These cards are very blessed. They're absolutely brilliant cards. But if you had a negative mindset, you could say, well, the justice means I'm going to jail, and the strength means when I'm in there, someone's going to bully me because they're bigger than I am, and the Ace of Wands, everything's going to go rubbish. Prince of Wands, there's going to be 2 people in there that are going to give me a hard time, and there's going to be someone from the church telling me that it's all my fault. Love you, Wolfie. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for becoming my number 10 founder. Love you. Thank you so much, and love the music. So can you see that although these cards are absolutely brilliant, and they are, that if you have a negative mindset, then it doesn't matter how great these cards are, how bright the sun shines, how big the fortune is you win on lotto, you're going to say, well, I could have got the 150 million, but I only got 50. I had to share it. That's rubbish. So can you see that when you ask me whether your fate is good or bad, these cards are telling you you have a brilliant time ahead of you. But if you want to see them as negative and have a negative mindset, it doesn't matter what I say, because you will take it in a negative way. Yes, good. But these cards are brilliant. You have strong major arcana cards. You have fire, passion, ambition, drive, all the things that can get you through absolutely anything. Having great spiritual faith or belief in something, having inner strength, having the drive to start something, having great messages coming through, having that belief in yourself and somebody else that you can actually do anything you put your mind to. That's a brilliant reading, probably one of the best of the night. But if you don't feel and think positive, it means nothing. Does that make sense? Because your fate is determined by you, Peppermint. The cards are telling you you have everything there. You've probably always had everything there. But if you don't feel that and think that, then it doesn't matter what comes in front of you. It's like some of the cards. You can have everything laid out in front of you. Like this card here. They have so much in front of them, but they're looking away. It's your mindset, it's your belief, it's how you see things. You have great cards. Fate will be wonderful to you if you allow it, but you always have free choice. And if some things don't go well, we'll change them. You write your own destiny. You write the pages of your own book of your life. You write the words, you write the sentences, you write the paragraphs, you write the chapters, you write the story. Where you put the full stops and pauses and commas is up to you. First time for this, I really appreciate it. I feel positive after the reading. I'm so glad. I am honoured when I get to read cards for somebody for their first time ever, because it's a huge responsibility for a reader to introduce you to tarot. And I take that very seriously. And I never know if I'm reading for someone for the first time or their thousandth time. But I treat everybody the same in the fact that I give you the very best that I have. And the cards give it all to you. I just interpret the cards. And I'm glad you're feeling positive, because you have every reason to be positive. But you have every reason to know that the positivity is within here. And you have it in spades, bucket loads. Great big dipperfuls, those great big earth movers. You've got loads of it. And all you have to do is realize it and go, I can do anything. And you can. It's all there for the taking if you want it. Okay? And I'm glad that it made you feel positive. And I really appreciate you, and thank you for honouring me by letting me be the first person to read for you, because that is a great honour for me. It really is. Kim, and then Cameron Weston. Okay. Kim Dracula is ready. What form, type of work is my true mission? And as an aside, if my divine counterpart is my partner in that area. Okay. Which deck would you like, Kim? Apocalypsis? Wizard Tarot? Dreams of Gaia? Crow Tarot? Dragon Fae? Or the Zombie Tarot? The Wizard. Okay. So what form, type of work? So what is my true mission? What work is my true mission? And if my divine counterpart is my partner in that area. So I want to make this right. Your divine counterpart is your partner in that area. Oh, both kitties have snuggled up on the chair together and stared at me until I turned off the light. They like it dark, and they like to snuggle in the special chair together. They're brother and sister, and they're a bonded pair. They love it. Your divine counterpart is your partner in that area. Are you saying that you want to know if you will work in partnership with your partner in a joint effort in your work as your true mission? Or that you will meet them when you start working in your true mission? Yes, exactly. So you want to know if your work, so what is going to be your true purpose in life, and when you have your true purpose, will your partner be working with you to achieve the same goal? Okay. You know them. Okay. But you do understand that you may have the same path crossing over, but you have your own journeys. So you can travel the same path, but you both still have your individual journeys. You understand that? Yeah, okay. I will be focusing on you. I always do. I always do. Because I can't read for them because I don't know them. They're not here. And I don't do third-party readings, but depending on what comes up, the cards will tell me if there's something that you need to know about your partner. I'm focusing on you and your mission, your purpose. Your mission. My current job is very low vibration. I know there's a different direction to go in, but I'm in the 7 of Cups now, lol. I totally understand that. Been there. This is your mission. There's definitely got to be a change. Transformation. Transfiguration is the Death card. It is end of a cycle, closing a door, starting a new one. The 2 pillars, the purity, that's very much, and the pillar in the background, and you see the 4 quadrants here. It's saying you have to change to do something that gives you that purity of heart, mind, body, and spirit. Heart, mind, body, spirit. You need all 4 for you to feel that you're at the vibration of 500 and above, you need to feel that that change of dropping what no longer serves you, the old, the dead, cutting away the dead, will allow you to transfigure, open up through the portal into the light. You definitely need to change jobs when you are able to and you find the right one. So you're on the path, you definitely need a change of occupation. We have here the initiate, this is the Fool. It will take you down a whole new path, but you may have to learn something new, a new course, a new study, a whole new area of occupation that you haven't done or that you've done before but need to catch up on more work or more study or update yourself. Because the initiate here is very much someone, as you know, the Fool, going on a new journey. She also has the rabbit here, which is of innocence, the white, and it's starting afresh, and the fairy circle here. This is very much in the grounds of the school behind her, the wizard school. This one here is saying, be aware of other entities and people that can come into your life, whether that's spirits, the universe, whatever you believe in that brings the vibration up. And look around for signs that there are people there that are helping you. Don't just be so focused that you're not looking everywhere around to see where you can go to start this new life. You have the King of Swords. So you have transfiguration, you're starting a new journey. You have to master the mind, the thought process, the clarity, the focus. I'd say there is going to be a new area and direction where you have to take some study courses, that you actually have to learn something new. But the key is making sure that when you change direction, these 4 elements are exactly in your heart. You know how you feel. You know exactly that this is the right path. And we'll see what the other cards say, but when they're in alignment, you will feel it. And because you know this job is low vibration, when you find the right one that is the high vibration that you need, you will know that. Does that make sense? Yes, okay. This is to see if these 3 cards can give you a direction of the path. Okay, they're very positive cards. You've had the initiate starting something. You had the 10. You had the King of Swords saying you're going to have to learn something. You will be starting something new, and it is going to need all your drive, your passion, your ambition, all these different areas, and it may have multifaceted. So I was talking to someone the other day about their job and the course they were doing, and I said it had all these different elements into it. Your new job, your new vocation, your new mission or work may have several elements to it, or has the ability for you to master several elements to bring them together to give you a broader range. So maybe all the things I know plus the new, absolutely. You may be taking this down here that's low vibration and learning new things to take you further up, and you see how it's budding at the top? This is saying all these elements, these are classed as yods, which are the fingers of God. And that's saying divinely anticipate that all these other yods, when they come to you, are taking you in a growth, taking you up from Malkuth to Keter. Because if you see here, when it winds around, it actually gives you the 3 this side, the 3 that side. it gives you Keter, Malkuth, and it gives you Dut to get past, and it gives you that. So you have all the 10 of the Sephiroth. And I don't know if you can see it. Here, can you see the Sephiroth, the Tree of Life? That's the 10. That's taking all the elements in. That tree is those elements. You are familiar. So that's exactly what that one is about. You then have the Sun. Powerful card. Powerful card. Again, you have the purity of white here. The white is coming through, spirit, the purity, bringing the vibration up to 500 or above. It's allowing you, again here, the Sun card has the sunflowers, but he's looking here almost at the Wheel of Fortune, saying, every day the sun rises and brings something new. Every day your work will bring you something new. It will be shone on by the sun and feel exactly how it should do. You will feel warm, you will feel bright, you will feel this is where I'm meant to be. This is exactly what I'm doing. You also see the two here, the horse, he's familiar, it's also his partner. It's this is what I'm doing. The horse is out there, but he's communicating because this is exactly what he needs. When he goes out to harvest, he has the horse. They work in partnership. They're on the same journey, slightly different path, but they're together. You can't have any better than the 10 of Cups. You have the family. You have everything here together. Hello, how are you? Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I'm just finishing off a reading, but thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Lovely to see you here. Maybe with the public. It could very well be with the public. It could be with a group of people. It might be a family group. It might be a family business. It might be that you start up a business yourself. Lots of different people. It could be you're self-employed and you have a group, a small group, where you're impacting a lot of people emotionally. Okay, so it could very well be that you're offering different services that will appeal to different people, but you have a small group who are doing that, but it feels like a family. It feels like a really tight-knit unit. It's very much, you can see that you've got, that's the drive, that's the sun. You know, also often we'll have a child in. It's very much, it's brightness, it's light, it's happy, it's bringing joy, it's good feelings, it's dynamic. But when you have the 10 of Cups, that is the ultimate of the emotional card. So that's love, that's joy, that's happiness, that's bringing goodness into people's lives. It's making them feel better. It's to do with their feelings, how they look at things. It could be psychology, it could be emotional, it could be cognitive behavior, it could be all sorts of things. But it's making people feel, bring it lol. Yeah. This is to see if it gives us any clarity on whether it will be with your partner. I'm focusing on you, but it will see if there's anything else that it brings up apart from the mission and in what direction it will go. At the moment, we've actually closed the queue. We're just waiting to see how much time we have because I've got a couple others to do, so we didn't know if we'd have time for anybody else. So I'll get... I did know that in the Sun card, it's the horse here. When you see this, it's very much that they're together. One is inside, one is outside. They're actually together, but they still have their own path. So although they're together in a partnership, this one has its own path, it has its own role to this one. Does that make sense? they're a partnership, but they each have their own specific roles. This one is inside, this one's here, but they're together. So they can be partnered, but they have their own area of expertise, their own path that they do, but they're actually joined as a partnership, but they have their own, they complement each other, absolutely. One will do one part, one will do the other. You know, the horse there is the more physical. Thank you I'm glad you'll be back. It's just, we've had quite a few tonight, so we may get through it, I'm not sure. Start here with the Queen of Cups. So obviously, again, you have the cups here, you have the Queen of Cups. This is the ultimate, this is the woman that is in charge of her passions, her drives, all her emotions. She knows how to handle them. She knows how to use them wisely. She knows when to give the emotion. She knows when to hold back. She can understand the emotions of others. She is more than capable of being in charge. She sits there on her own. Although we know that there is a King of Cups, he doesn't have to be in the picture all the time. She is more than capable of handling the ocean on her own. She is a queen in her own right. She makes her decisions. They will make them together at times, but again, the complement. She is more than capable of doing what needs to be done. She also knows when it's not all being light and airy and lovely, that sometimes emotions can be darker, they can be sterner, they can be stricter. She knows when she has to use both of them. We have here the Six of Swords. We're still having a water, although this is in the mind. This is saying that we're going from troubled waters, we are leaving the troubled waters, coming towards the calm. We're making decisions. Again, there are two people here. There are the two children. Again, they're both very much together, and yet they both have their separate lives. They're able, you see, they have the swords around them. They have their own thought processes. They have their own decisions. They have their own minds. Person in the background is just there to ferry them where they need to go. They have no role to play apart from making sure they get to where they need to go. So there might be someone who comes along who is a silent partner, might be someone who gives ideas but is not at the forefront of everything. It might mean that there's a while before coming from the low vibration job you're in to going forward, and it might be that you and the other person will have slightly different ideas that you need to talk about to see which ones go together and gel and what will propel you forward. And there may be a third party who helps you get there without actually giving an ideas input. Or maybe the higher self steering. It could very well be the higher self. It could be spirit. You also have, because it's quite nebulous, it could very well be something that is said offhand by someone else, and that's enough for you to go, that's the direction. So it could be the higher self. It could very much be, but there is the pole there. They are steering a little bit. So yes, it might be the higher self steering. It might be spirit. It might be your intuition. Money can make that boat go, lol. Absolutely. We have here the Ten of Swords. This is saying that with all of this, make sure that you don't take on too much. But remember, the Ten of Swords is not physical, it is mental. So don't get yourself on that hamster wheel of over-analyzing. The analysis paralysis, stinking thinking, where you go, oh, is it that, is it that, is it that? And you go over the same thing over and over and over again. Because that could very well be, that's what that is. It's the Ten of Swords, and you're trying to steer forward, but you're stuck there. Because we can get stuck in our head with the same thought, said a million different ways, but we're still in the same spot, going on the hamster wheel. But we've said it a million different ways to ourselves, but actually it's the same thing. This is the card always showing up when I ask about the counterpart, that we will both have to be done with something else. Yeah. And often it's because it's the thought process. We are, and I keep saying it, we are in the time of Scorpio. This is the time to revisit thoughts, revisit ideas, sit down, have frank discussions, revisit, return, review, revise, rework, reevaluate, reconsider, renegotiate. Any word you can put RE in front of, do it. Right now, we are in Scorpio season and coming up to Mercury retrograde. This is the time of losing what it is you don't want, setting up new pathways, new habits, new beginnings. But you have to get rid of the old. You've got to get the Transfiguration, the Death card. Drop all that's not working for you before you can revisit and see where you're going ahead. Because when you do, you'll pull your head out the sand more often. Well done. We all need to do that. That's when the sun shines. And if you've got your head in the sand, you can't see the sun shining. Does all of that make sense? You've been in survival mode a very long time. And maybe that survival mode is the Ten of Swords and you just going over the same things over and over and over again. And that's why you're in a low vibration job, because you're feeling that's what you can handle at the moment, because you're not ready to drop those things that no longer serve you, to get to that point where you can be the Six of Swords and go from the rough to the smooth and make those decisions and actually enjoy the fact that you can have the Ten of Cups life, you can have the sunshine, you can have the Ace of Wands with a whole new beginning, you can be the King of Swords who actually has mastery over all of those things. And it may mean a whole new future, learning a whole new lot of skills, or as you say, adding to the skill set you have got. Because I know in my life I've had 5 different career directions, but every single one of them has built on the skill set I've had. It's expanded them into different areas. Hence why I have 5 degrees, more diplomas than I can count, and more letters after my name than can fit in a wheelbarrow. And I read tarot. And don't use any of that. But yet I use all of it. I'm glad it helped. Yeah, it's very true. Can you tell me, my Anna, who we have next? And I think we're doing well. That's only 2:10, so 2:11. Okay. Yep, I've misread. Let's have a quick drink. I've got no idea how many I've done today. He was still on the list from earlier. He left. I just remembered I get the Ten of Swords and the Queen of Cups every time. So those 2 cards are stalking you. So the Ten of Swords is telling you, you have to get out of your head. And the Queen of Cups is saying, get out of your head, move to your heart space. Out of your head, move to your heart space. And she keeps telling you, out of your head, into your heart space. You have to remember, every time you see the Ten of Swords, it's her saying, into the heart space. You cannot lift your vibration if you're in your head. You need to be in your heart space to lift it up. So when you're being stalked by that pair of cards, that's the message. Analysis paralysis all the time. Ten of Swords, analysis paralysis. Don't let it paralyze the way you're living. You're stuck in that cycle of old wounds, old habits, old parameters, old feelings, old thinking. All those patterns of behavior that have been there from childhood and teenagehood and young adulthood that you carry on and rework and replay. They're the ones you drop. And then you open the heart space for the Queen of Cups. Hello, Kyanji, how are you? I'm brand new to all this. It's really been fun trying to learn. No, I've got 15 minutes. Submissive Guy, you wanted to have a reading and we thought you weren't able to have one. Am I correct in that supposition? And Kyanji? Was I right? Guy wanted to have one, but we had closed the queue. He did type John. Okay. I will do a 3-card reading for Guy and a 3-card reading for Kyanji, and then that will be it. Okay? Because Kyanji's a founder. She's got to have a reading. Guy, I need a deck and I need a question or a general. Yes, ma'am. It's been a great evening already. So, yeah. Okay, Lee, thank you so much. You should try and get some sleep. Unlikely, but worth a try. Have a good rest of stream. Thank you very much. Because I know it's tomorrow you guys doing Borderlands. Is that right? So, see you in the morning as long as you're up for it. If you're not late, if you're sleeping, stay there. Guy. Which deck would you like? Apocalypsis, Tarot, Dreams of Gaia, Crow Tarot, the Dragon Fae Oracle, or the Zombie Tarot? I'm sure you will be fine. You take care though, but try and get some sleep. Sleep's good for you. Yeah, but even lying down resting is good. Night, Lee. Take care. Mwah. And thank you very much for becoming founder number 9. What does my love like look in the future? Well, we'll try and find out. Would you like to pick a tarot deck? You can have any deck you like. Is that a good question? Yep. I will work on that. What we'll do is, what can you do to bring love into your life? Because we make it positive and we make it about you and we make it proactive. Dreams of Gaia. Absolutely. Gorgeous deck. So, what does your love like look in the future? We're going to ask the Dreams of Gaia of how they can help you proactively, what you have to do to bring love into your life. Because the reading is about you, how you can engage life through the tarot. So what does the Dreams of Gaia have to tell you about bringing love into your life? What do you have to do? Does that sound okay? The shadow card underneath is integrity. This is one of the reasons for being in the Gaia card, and what it says is very much that if we live our life with integrity in all areas of our life, we start bringing in the things in our life that we want. The woman here is naked because she's saying, I am in my full integrity. I have nothing to hide. I'm open, I'm honest, everything about me. That's absolutely fine, not a problem at all. So she's saying, I have full integrity. The wise owl here is saying she has integrity in her thoughts, in her wisdom. The cat here is saying she has integrity in her emotions and her feelings. You can see she's in a beautiful glade with water. She's saying, I'm in nature, I have nothing to hide, but everything about me is out in the open. I am who I am proud of who I am, and I live my life and every respect of my life in integrity. So that's your shadow card, and as a shadow card, that's telling you that don't stay in the shadows, come out to the light. Live your life in full integrity, and that will be the stepping stone to you bringing love into your life, because when you are living in integrity, people who are drawn to you are living their lives in integrity as well. And you're more likely to get a life partner who is on the same wavelength as you and is open and honest and is likely to be more realistic as a life partner. This card here is a 1. A 1 or an ace is the start of something new. It's the beginning, it's the seed, the very first kernel of a thought, of an idea. It is the suit of water. Gaia is about elements. It's not the same suits as the tarot, but the tarot has what we call correspondences, and the suit of cups, which is for emotions and love and relationships, has the element of water as its correspondence. So because you have the ace or the 1 of water, this is about a new relationship, a new friendship, a new love, a new companion, a new person coming into your life, or a new project or something that you have a love for, a passion that you enjoy doing. But as it's a relationship question, I would take this that you are going to meet somebody new when you start living your life, or if you are already living your life in full integrity, then this will lead to the beginning of something new. So it looks like there could be nice possibilities coming in for you for your love life. You also have, in another suit, another number 1. Having 2 1s means you have many ways of starting something new. You have the beginnings of an emotional connection. This one here is all white with the dark blue. This is the element of air. In the suit of tarot, the element of air is for the swords, and the swords are about our thinking processes, our clarity, our focus, how we communicate. If you're living in integrity in all areas of your life, when you start looking for emotional connections, if your communication and thoughts are in line with integrity and with the other person, you have a twofold chance, a greater chance of making a connection, because you can make an emotional connection and a mental connection, and therefore you're on the same thought wavelength as well as being on the same emotional wavelength. So you have conversation, you have things in common, you have things to talk about, places to visit that you both enjoy. This allows you to build up an emotional connection. So these two cards are both the beginning. So when you start talking, and you're making sure that you're talking from full integrity, the emotional and communication and the mind connection. So this is having a heart-mind connection to somebody. That's the very strong basis for having a good companion, a good friend, and building up to a new relationship. So for your question, what does my love life look like in the future? It's looking very promising. We then have the archetype, which is the first 8 cards of the Gaia, the father. This is a mature man. This can be you at the very center, as someone who is mature, has responsibilities, has the ability to look after other people. You may be a father figure. You may be responsible. That's a relief. No, it's not saying you're a dad now. When we have a male who is responsible, looks out for other people, they come under the archetype of the father. They're nurturing, they're caring for other people. And some people may see them as an older brother, an uncle, but we call it the archetype of the father. So never take the card literally. These are archetypes and concepts. So yeah, no, you don't. Oh. No, you're not a daddy yet. Not saying it might not come though, because it might. If this connection works out well and you like a family later, you could very well be a real father as well as the archetype. So this may well be you. It could also be that there is someone older. It may be a father, an older uncle, or someone in your life who is able to give you advice, able to give you direction, maybe an introduction. They might know somebody and introduce you. It could very well be that you're with a father figure or you're with family and you meet somebody. You could be at a family gathering. It might be a wedding, it might be a party, an anniversary, a birthday, a christening. It might be someone who's just become a father. And you meet somebody there and start talking, and that mind-heart connection starts coming through. So how does that make you feel? Especially, phew, now you're not a dad. And I know you're on your phone, so that's absolutely okay. I hope it's coming out all right on your phone, actually. I don't know how many people we have watching on the phone and how good... I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I know different places do. And Kyanji, if you could start thinking of a question or if you want a general reading and which deck you'd like as well, please. This is amazing. I feel pretty good. Living with integrity really stood out. When it's the shadow card, it's the underlying theme for the reading. It lets us know that that is something the cards are wanting to tell you that has real deep significance. So living with integrity, with your integrity, and it doesn't matter if your integrity means saying, I believe in this or I don't believe in this. It's having strong boundaries and saying, no, I don't do that. Like, I'm a non-drinker and a non-smoker, and a lot of my friends, this one, that's the apocalypse, yeah, that one. Would always try to say to me with peer pressure, oh, try a cigarette, you know, try this. And I go, I don't want to. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't swear. And I'm 60 years old. I don't use bad language, I don't drink, and I don't smoke. That's my integrity. It's my own morals, my own principles. Not for anybody else. I don't mind if other people smoke. I don't mind if other people drink. I was a sports trainer and masseuse for 90 rugby players. I've heard every swear word in the book. Personally, I don't. But that's my integrity, that's my feelings, that's my way. And that's what those cards telling you, is you have to live in your integrity, not anybody else's. I feel boxed in a lot and scared of how I look. It's very hard when we're at a place where we're not always happy with ourselves, but 99.9% of the population have something about themselves they don't like. Whether they don't like the way they look, they don't like the way they feel. And the only way to do that is to focus on the positives you like about yourself and realizing exactly you want to change that about yourself and live for yourself. If you start living with integrity, you'll be surprised how your mindset and your positivity changes, because what you're doing is living your life for you. Don't live it how you think other people should. Doesn't matter what other people think of you. You live with yourself 24/7. They don't. And there'll always be people who will bring you down, say negative things. They're not worth your time, your energy. And although those words hurt, it's very difficult, but you have to ignore them and go, Teflon, coated. Doesn't mean anything, because they don't mean anything to me. If a stranger says it, nothing to do with them. It doesn't matter whether you're 7 foot and 500 pounds. Doesn't matter whether you're 2 foot tall. I've always had people laugh at me. I'm 4 foot 8 3/4. I'm tiny in height, but I'm a big, muscular, well-built girl. Do you know what? I like my curves. I love the fact that I'm little. I walk under branches and I don't hit myself out with them. And I like who I am. I love who I am. I'm proud of my body. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of what I've achieved. What have I achieved? Came from my mind. If anybody else doesn't like it, their problem, not mine. I don't actually have to look at myself all the time. And when I do, I like what I see. I'm a woman of 60 and I'm what? Pretty damn good looking for a 60-year-old. Quite happy with myself. So, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Love to see you back. Yes, you are. You know, it's, I've got 7 grandchildren. Bring it on, absolutely. 60, sexy, sassy. Bring it on. So whatever they say about you, guy, do you know what? Tell them to walk away, because you are the best guy you can ever be, because you're unique. There is no one else like you on this earth. If they don't like it, you don't want them in your energy field, you don't want them around you, you don't want to be friends with them. Live in your integrity. You will bring people of the same vibration and integrity back to you. Because that's how it works. That's how we get rid of those people we don't want in our life. We live in our integrity, they're scared by it, they don't want to know. Does that help? And I'm not preaching or anything like that. I'm just really passionate that people believe in themselves and realize you're perfect exactly the way you are. You don't have to change anything. And if you change something, it's because you want to do it for yourself. I'm so glad you'll be back. Thank you and take care. Mwah. You take care as well. It's been lovely having you here. Thank you for letting me read for you. I'm glad I was able to fit that in. And if you make sure you press the bell with the notifications and follow me on Twitter, it'll tell you when I'm live, because I do 3 different time zones. Because I read for people in Australia and UK and Europe and America. So I have 3 set days at 3 different time zones. And if you found this one, this might be the best one for you, but you might be able to make the others. Sometimes there's a crossover. Okay? You take care. Hello, little Kyanji, my girl. Do you want a general reading? Or would you like a specific question? And Kyanji is our last reading for the night. And after this, we'll be saying our good nights. And letting everybody get on with the rest of their day, night or evening. Because Analog will be streaming in the morning. Because we have 2 streamers in the house. Question, I think. Okay. What question would you like? Or if it's easier, break it down in parts. What subject area? I have been really struggling lately. I've been in a pretty bad headspace and bedbound because of it. I'm not even sure if this is the right place to bring it up or ask. It's scary due to the extremity of the situation, in fear of it being seen and held against me somehow. But, Kyanji, the first thing you have to know is we know. Okay. It's alright. My mother, an addict alcoholic, someone with severe mental issues, she's been trying to push me off an emotional edge for years. Stalking and harassing me, trying to denounce and shame me publicly. She feels I have wronged her, cutting ties, and wants to hurt me the way I've hurt her. She's dangerous to my house, so I guess my question is, will I ever be free of the hurt of my mother? If she will ever give up trying to hurt me so I can heal and move forward. You are in exactly the right place to bring that up. Understand to your health. Because everybody here is supportive when you are having mental health issues because of how you've been treated, how you feel, and we love you and you know we support you. It is not always easy when a parent, and especially a mother, who you feel should nurture you and care for you and love you, doesn't. And when they have their own illnesses and crossed bears and their own addictions and their own illnesses of mental health, it's very hard for them to be the mother that they probably would have wished they'd have been themselves. She has claimed she knows that I'm so weak that I take my own life if I didn't have people to rely on, and that she could make me do that because of how weak I am. Your mother is a manipulator. Your mother is a narcissist because of the way she is. It destroys you, of course it does. I can totally understand. And the first thing you need to do is realize that the situation you're in is not of your making. You are someone who has had an incredibly tough deal with a parent, with your life, and how it's impacted you and how it leaves you. And it is not unusual for a child who has had a difficult parent to take that on board and feel they've done something wrong. You are the child. You have never ever done anything wrong, ever, to deserve this. You do not. You deserve to be loved, to be cared for, to be nurtured. And that's not because you're weak, it's because you're a human being and a good lady and a good woman and a good daughter and deserve that. The first card is justice. In this situation, it is saying it is absolutely your justice to be free of your mother. Ha, exactly. The winged bird, the scales of justice. You do not deserve to be treated this way. You are not weak. Your mother is the one who is portraying and giving you all the negativity that is coming through. It is not your fault at all. So look at that card, that beautiful, beautiful angel of justice weighing. We have a feather and a heart. This comes from the Egyptian, it's very apt for this time of year. It's actually from the Egyptian where when someone would die, they would weigh their heart to see if they had been honest and truthful in their dealings through their life. If they did, then Mut, who was the woman of truth, would allow them to actually go to heaven. If they didn't, they would go to the underworld. This is telling you that your heart is absolutely the weight of a feather. You have no blame. You have no guilt. It is your mother who has tipped the scales, but that is her problem, not yours. It is difficult because it has been laid on you and projected onto you, but it is not you. You are not the addict. You are not the alcoholic. You do not have her mental illness. You are not weak. You are a child who should have expected more from their mother and would have deserved more from their mother. But unfortunately, your mother had her own issues and didn't know how to give you the love and attention and the nurturing you deserved. That is not your fault. It will never ever be your fault, ever. Which is why I adopted you, and you are my Kyanji, and you are my daughter, and you will always be loved, always be cared for, always be nurtured, and you have your sister Anna, who will do exactly the same thing. First thing. When she's out of the picture, I know this, but when she's there and present, I don't know how to know that. Just it's a bit of making me devalue myself. It is the power of the narcissist and the power of the mother to have sway over a child, any parent, because we have that bond with them. And when you have that bond with a parent, no matter how strained, it is true. And because of that, it is very hard cutting those emotional ties. But for your health, for your physical, mental well-being, your safety, your way to progress in your life, then you need to get some professional help to help you build up the boundaries to be able to cut those ties in a way that you're happy to do so. I'm not saying never talk to your mother again. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying what you have to do is with professional help and counseling and someone who is there for you, because this isn't a decision that can be made overnight. She's your mother. You love her because she is your mother and you're her daughter. And no matter how she's treated you, you love her. You might not like how she treats you. It doesn't stop you loving her. You can dislike someone that you love. She's your mother. You will always have feelings for her. But when she's not good for you, you have to put yourself first, because you have your whole life ahead of you. Excuse me. We then have judgment. You have two major arcana. This is the balance of legality and justice, and this is what you need to help you move on. And it may take a legal intervention for her not to be able to come close to you until you're ready, or she's had some counselling or help herself, and sometimes that may never happen. But that's to keep you safe. This judgment is where it's almost like we're called to be reborn, and they're pulled up here to the judgment to say, have you lived your life in integrity? Have you lived your life well? You are doing all that you can to live a good life. The angel here will always tell you, interesting draw of cards, very, very interesting, very apt for your situation. And the big concepts are saying you're not at fault, and no matter how far in the future, you will never be at fault. You're not at fault here. You are trying to live your life in the best possible way, and sometimes we have to sever the connections. Sometimes temporarily, sometimes permanently. But when it calls to the call of judgment in the end, you will be judged very differently to how your mother is judged. You will have your own family. You have a new family because it's the family that you choose. We call it our tribe. We can't choose our family, and sometimes we don't feel that we fit in with our family. But you can choose your tribe. Permanently, my health needs her to go away and accept that this is how it is. I need to be free to make my life. And if you want a permanent withdrawal, then that is your choice. That is your boundary to make for your health, for your mental health, your physical health, and to move on with your life. And there are ways of you of getting support in how to do that in a legal way, and for you to do it in a way that you can live day by day and feel, I'm happy with the decision I've made, and even to the very end, I'm happy with that decision, and I know I won't be judged harshly for that. I know I've made the decision, because sometimes we have, I like those cards, they're beautiful. The Tarot Apocalypsis is a much darker deck than its sister deck, the Illuminati, but it's very much, it's straight to the point. The cards on the table tonight, none of them hold back. None of them are sugarcoating, because that's not the type of cards they are. They are real. The Nine of Swords. This card is you at night, in the day, the darkness, the blackness. This is the feeling that surrounds you. These swords coming through here, these are your thoughts. Wow, yeah, look at that. The Nine of Swords is the night terrors, it's the nightmares, it's the dark thoughts, it's those thoughts that go around, it's the black dog of depression, it is that feeling of, I have a black cloud over me, I have a black blanket surrounding me, I have blackness in my life. But you'll see, she's in white. She is not dark. She does not have the darkness within her. The darkness is in her mind. It is her thought patterns. It is her thought process. It is the thoughts that have come through from other people. It is the thoughts that have been presented. There is light in the darkness. You are the light. This is you. You are the light in the darkness. See the shore? The swords have the light coming through. Your thoughts may be dark, but there is lightness in them. Because every single one of those swords has two edges. And the edge of the swords, one is the thought of positivity, one is the negative. And we can flip the sword. You can turn the dark thought into a light thought. You have the ability to do that because it is in your mind. It's your thought process. It's what you're creating. Every single one of those thoughts can change in an instant. It might take longer to keep those thoughts positive because sometimes the negative will creep back. But there is lightness in the dark, and you are the light. You are the white shining light here. And all of those skulls, that's putting the past behind you and all the darkness, and those people that no longer serve you, you move them away because their headspace is getting into your headspace. Their dark thoughts are impacting on your dark thoughts. Their bad vibes are coming into your energy. That's what you let go of. It's Scorpio season. This is where you take the swords out and you throw them away and you live in the light again. The Devil card. This is your mother. This is you. The Devil card is addiction. The card pulls. I can't make this up. The deck is here. I'm pulling the cards off the top. I was going to do 3 cards and I knew I had to do 5. This is the 4th. This is the Devil card of addiction. The devil is the one that takes us to beyond an extent. The people here that are chained, this is your mother, you are chained. However, the chains are so loose, you can slip out of the chain. Yay, wake up to Mama Log. Hello, Tribal. How are you? And my mod in channel, both my mods, Loads of my founders. What a day today's been. Lovely to see you. Good goes. It's going really well. We have our 10 founders. Lee, One Life Zero continues. Became a founder. Absolutely crazy. And Wolfie became number 10. So we have our 10 founders. Absolutely amazing. And I'm doing my last read at the moment. And this one tells you, Kayanji, that you can, those 9 swords, you can get rid of them out of there and you can slip that chain off and free yourself from this card. Those 2 cards are going to change. They're very dark cards, but they can be changed and you're the only person that can change them. Your will, your desire, changing your habits, your boundaries. This is the time to reevaluate, redress every situation, go over it. You know exactly what you want. Now you have to put in action how to do it. You needed this reading tonight. See this card? This is your future. The Empress is the most beautiful card in the deck. This woman is sheer abundance, joy, happiness. She is the absolute nurturing mother of the world. The field looks great. It's beautiful. Yeah? She is the mother lioness nurturing her cub. This is the love. This is exactly what you're going to get. You are going to be loved and nurtured. You are going to have the abundance of life. You are going to have a full, happy, loving, abundant, joyful, wonderful cornucopia of all the beautiful things coming to you. Because that justice is going to be served. That judgment, you've made it. You know exactly what you want. Those thoughts, you know how to get rid of them. That devil, you know exactly what to do with it, where to put it, and tell it where to go. That is your future. Behind you. See those? Out of the picture. Out of the picture. This is you. This is a life you can have from the moment you make those decisions and put them into action. This is you. And I'm very drawn to draw the bottom card because that is the lovers. When you put all that behind you and start living that life, you will then find that person who is going to love you and nurture you. And there will be the family. There will be you being able to be the nurturer, the mother to the cub, the ideal of where you become. They put you up on high. Then you know exactly. He is patient and gentle and puts you up here and lets you know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. The passion is there. The light is there. He is taking care of these cards. Yeah, absolutely. This is your life. That we threw over there, gone. The moment you want to make it gone, it is gone. This life is up to you. It's there waiting for you. Create it. Live it. Love it. This is your life. This is your future. This is all for you. And you know that you have this mother who loves you, cares for you, will always nurture you, as will your sister, as will your family. You belong to the Agalog family. You know you do. I am Mama Log. You know Sister Log. You are my daughter. In spirit, in love, in everything. You don't need anything else. She will never find out. There is nobody here who would talk about this outside of this channel. This channel is a safe place. That's exactly why it's a safe place. And the people that are in here know that when it's safe, it has to be that way so you can talk about all the things you need to. That's why we're here. We advocate mindfulness and mental health. And we've taken the pledge. This is a safe place to be, to talk to. It's not just about gaming, having fun and good luck. This is being a positive, proactive place. The tarot, I use it to engage life, to help people to engage life, to actually realize that this is how their life can be. No. People can grow and learn together as well. Absolutely. Tribal's spot on. Trying to live your best life, come out of hiding and speak. The only way, see these candles? When you shine a light on the darkest of nights and the darkest of places in your heart, all of a sudden, something happens. And what happens is that, and I've kicked the other camera off and I don't care. Because, whoops,
Well, you got that one back on.
yoo-hoo! Because you then put the light on. I feel like I just got dropped. No, we were just drop kicking your mother out of this channel. Because her energy doesn't belong in this channel. We've talked about it. We threw the cards out. We've put the light on. She doesn't exist in this channel anymore. Love, devotion, you, all those wonderful things. See this light? This has lit up the whole place. Because the moment you talk about it and the moment you shine the light on something that's dark in your life, it changes. You change. Because once you shine the light, you don't go back in the dark again. Tribal geese banned elemental dignities. Why did you ban my elemental dignities? That's my bot. He's just playing because he's the mod. Unbanned. Oh, you saw Spam. He's on a power trip. Does that help, Kanji? My lovely kitty. I love it here. Only because you get to play with the buttons and ban people. It helps a lot. I'm so pleased. Because this is what this is all about. My carefully created messages are not spam. The mods are having a little bit of in-mod fighting. I don't know if I saw the message I typed up there. No. Oh, you feel you've just been dropped? Yeah, that was me trying to turn the light up and we moved the camera and I forgot and I dropped the camera. But I put it back on again and I got the other one back. Oh, before that, my life passion now is to use my art, my heart and my volunteer work to help others know that they are loved, cared for and valued. I try to help others like myself find their voice. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what you do. You take your passion and you run with it. And this is a good place to be with friends and to nurture one another as well. It's the same in your channel, Tribal. Anna's channel is exactly the same. The more people that have channels where we can talk about things, know that we're safe. No one's going to talk to your mother about this. Why would we? In here, no one here. Anna is brilliant. Anna knows more about mental health issues and being an advocate than anyone else I know. And you are a part of our family. You are absolutely a part of our family. Because we work here with love. Helping others as well as each other and growing a great community with Mama Log is one of the things we all need to do. We all grow our own communities, but if we grow them with love and respect and compassion and caring, as a species and as a people, absolutely. And the light comes from within. It comes from your heart. It comes from your passion and your joy, and saying, I don't like the way things are. I'm going to change them. It's being positive. It's knowing that there will be dark times in your life, and there will be dark people in your life. And we've all had our fair share of those. And every single person on the planet has a dark story to tell. But what you learn is when you're at your darkest place and the worst things are happening, and you go through that, you go, I am stronger. I am more able. You are more than valid in your feelings, and you're worth making time for. Love you from the bottom of my heart. And we are always here to listen. But more than anything, you are a person that has so much to give. You have a lot of love, you have a lot of respect, a lot of knowledge, your art, your experiences. Everything you take from what has happened will make you stronger. You will grow through it. You will learn wisdom from that. It will make you see things in a different light. And when you are helping other people, you will draw on that strength and courage and that story. And when you tell it in a way that's positive and meaningful, someone else will come to you, Kyanji, and say, your story made me feel I could speak up. And that my story, once I shine the light on it, is no longer dark. Because the moment you shine the light on something that is dark, it is no longer dark. And then when you share that light, you know the darker it is. If you're driving at night and there's no lights at all, and then you see one headlight coming and then another, you know, you see the light miles and miles and miles away. It's the same with the troubles in our life. The moment you put a positive spin, a light on it, you see it, and it's not dark anymore, and it never goes back to being dark. And everyone is here for each other. I bet there isn't one person in this chat who hasn't had a dark story, a dark time in their life that they've had to work through and felt they were the only one and they could not talk about it. Well, in this space, in this channel, at this time, you can do, because that's what we're here for. Because if we can't help a fellow human being, it's a very sad indictment on us. And when we're family, we are here for you, good, bad, all the time. And it doesn't matter how dark you feel and how bad things feel. We are here to get you through. And that's exactly, Anna's got it dead right. Going through things like this gives us the compassion to help others, like you said, you are dedicating yourself to. You are using this Pagakree's absolute huge hearts. Can everybody else in chat put up loads of hearts for Kyanji so she knows she's loved and what she's going through? We all appreciate how difficult life has been, and that every single one of us here support her, and that we're all here as a helping hand and a support system, because that's what we do. That's what we do. And you are so welcome, Kyanji, so welcome. You are exactly that. You are our family, and you are always family, and we're always here for you. And you have my contact details. Yay! Lots of love for you, my darling. Absolutely. And you always know we're here to talk. We don't have to be on stream. It is. Sometimes you do. We all need to hear it. We all need to know that we're loved and we're cared for, and that somebody's looking out for us, and that someone supports us and will listen. Because there isn't one of us that haven't needed extra support. And everybody goes through bad stuff. Everybody has issues with family or friends or work colleagues or health issues, or, you know, whether they're physical health or mental health or financial problems, or sometimes it's not one and you'd have one and it just kind of hears it all the way go through together. It's good to hear it sometimes, even though we might know. It's always better to hear it from each other. It is. And the more you hear it, and it lets us know that our good friends are here, exactly. That we're all here for you. And it doesn't matter what channel you're in. We're all family and we're all here for you. And we will always be here for you. Like we'll always be here for Tribal, and we'll always be here for Anna and for Packer Chris and everybody else in this channel who needs us. Because we're all going through things in our lives that are often too hard to bear on our own, and we need that support, as well as all the people yet to come. I can't believe how incredible the people in this channel are in a month. In fact, today's the 24th. It is a month tomorrow. It's 30 days tomorrow since I started the stream. I started on the 25th of September. It is the 24th of October. And the love in this channel and support and friendship in 30 days. I know they say you can make a new habit in 30 days. As Anna tells me, we're building a community in this channel, and we're doing it, and we've done it in 30 days. And everybody here is supportive of everyone else. Yeah, I'm blown away by it. I know Anna kept saying, oh, you'll do it quicker, you'll do it quicker. And I'm going, it's going to take forever, it's going to take forever. I was so wrong and she was so right. 30 days, it's been the greatest 30 days I've ever had. The future holds many things, and anything we have to fear is fear itself. We walk with friends and allies. And I hit the 100. Do you realise? Tonight, we've hit 2 milestones, 10 founders, and 100 friends. And I think we've probably hit, we're trying to build 100 followers and 10 founders tonight. We've made our 10 founders, which is my maximum, 100 followers, and I think I've done, probably close to 10 readings tonight. I don't know how many Anna has it in her book, but if she counts them all up, she'll be able to tell me how many readings I've done tonight. I know, it's just, and with both my mods and my other daughter in here, and Packer Crease and everyone else who's still in here, I don't even know who's still in here. Yeah, we can kind of do it so much. Yeah, it's just, I think we've probably done nearly 10 tonight with those last 2. And yeah, Lilia's still here. I am, yeah. We've done, it's been, this is a groundbreaking night. It's still, Packer Crease is still here. I know HT went, and I know, yeah, it's just, I think we must be close to 10 readings tonight. I really do. It's been an awesome night, and it's just milestone after milestone. And it's just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy in 30 days. I can't believe that. That's just beyond anything. I thought I'd still be looking by Christmas. It's crazy. So, yeah, this streaming, loving it. This tarot community, loving you all, because it is amazing, absolutely amazing. And we are going to have to sign off soon because Anna's streaming in the morning. Poor girl, she has to mod for me and then get up in the morning and stream. But I will watch it, as I always do. But I just want to thank everybody for all the support, all the likes, all the follows, all the shares, all the subs, House of Streamers. Yeah, we have. I have to keep my co-streamer awake tomorrow. Yeah, Lee was in. He hasn't had much sleep. So he went to bed early. And I stole a camera. The second camera is Anna's, you know, her ruby face rig. Anna's streaming. It's 11th and you haven't said. Anna's streaming at 9 a.m. So she'll be on in about 9.5 hours. So yeah, she's got to get to bed and get some sleep. I'll be up earlier and sort the cats and everything else so she can get on and do her stream stuff because she'll be up an hour beforehand. So yeah, she'll be lucky to get 7.5 hours sleep if she does well. So yeah, I have to buy another camera because I stole her second camera, which is why I've got the camera there. That's Anna's face read camera. Now Anna doesn't do readings. Anna's a gamer. She plays Borderlands and Oni. I do morning streams and don't have a camera, so I don't have to look pretty that early in the day. No. And he said we both have two very different channels. And some poo-pooing. She means shooter games. Poo, 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 poo. We all adore Anna. I love her to bits. I know she's my daughter and I'm biased, but I love her to bits, and she is absolutely adorable. She takes care of me like you wouldn't believe. And she's being very supportive because I'm going through some health issues at the moment. We're getting sorted. And she is number one sister. She absolutely is. And she's number one daughter. But you are number two, Kyanji. She's number one, you're number two. But you're equal in standing to me. You're both the same. So we are going to have to say goodnight. Yeah, see, and Tribe, if you need to talk, everybody's here for you. Everybody's here for you. We can both be first and a half. You can be twins. You can both be first. You're more than welcome. And Liliana, thank you for all you're doing for me. Liliana is another professional tarot reader and has been helping me with some wonderful things and is a great friend. So I'm just loving how in this channel we're getting tarot readers, we're getting streamers, we're getting gamers, and we're getting people that have never had tarot before in their life and have no idea. And I've done more readings for people that didn't even know what tarot was. So it's a great mix because everybody's coming in and joining in, and that's how we wanted it. So I'm going to say goodnight because it's time everybody went to beddy buys or had a rest and a cup of tea. But it's definitely beddy buys for Anna and I, especially for her because she's streaming. Bed indeed. Definitely bed for you, Kyanji. Now that it's lunch, lunch for you. Have a rest, then go to sleep. Don't get a tummy ache. So good night, everybody. God bless. Thank you for coming. Thank you for helping me get to 100 followers. Thank you for getting me and subscribing to become 10 founders. And I think the most reads I've ever done in a session. So good night. God bless. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you so much. And we will see you all later. And you definitely will see me later because I'll be popping in and out of streams tomorrow morning. Good night. Mwah. Love you all. And remember, use the tarot to engage life, not escape it. Take action. Things happen. Life changes. And when you're in the dark, turn on the lights because nothing is ever the same again. Night all. God bless. Take care. Ending stream now. Night. We're going to stop streaming.